Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
65 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by St. Anne's Credit Union. Leverage the power of St. Anne's local lending advantage at their newly opened lending center at 55 Long Pond Road in Plymouth. NMLS number 525435, insured by NCUA, member MSIC. A Randolph man was indicted yesterday by a federal grand jury for drug trafficking. 32-year-old Tavon Harper is facing charges of possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, cocaine, and MDMA, and possession of a firearm as part of a drug trafficking crime. U.S. Attorney Leah Foley says that on February 25th in Holbrook, police found Harper with drugs and a Glock pistol, along with ammunition and over $1,000 in cash. He will be charged in court at a later date. If convicted, Harper could face up to 20 years in prison. WATD News Time, 7:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
What if I told you that you can apply for a loan or open an account on the go or right from home? Since 1936, St. Anne's Credit Union offers a friendly, hometown feel with big bank capabilities. See why they're a leading lender and voted number one by the people of the South Coast by visiting StAnnes.com. That's STANNES.com. NMLS number 525435. Equal Housing Opportunity. Member MSIC.
WATD News Time, 7:04. News being brought to you by Pilgrim Coin and Currency. Get the best value for your coins, antique jewelry, sterling flatware, even pocket watches from local professional appraisers. Pilgrim Coins just off Route 3 in Weymouth. The state's unemployment rate held at 4.7% in April, nearly half a percentage point higher than the national rate, but employers here added 8,500 jobs last month, according to state officials. The Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development also revised the estimated increase in jobs during March to 7,200, after that figure was originally reported at 6,800. Construction, education, and health services and professional and business services jobs were up in April, while jobs were down last month in information, manufacturing, and financial activities. Massachusetts has added about 21,600 payroll jobs since September of 2025. The Labor Office noted, but data posted on the state's website also shows jobs here are up by only 1,500 since April of 2025. A public trout stocking event was held at Sunset Lake in Braintree. WATD's Christian Maitre has more.
The Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife recently held a trout stocking event at Sunset Lake in Braintree. Mass Wildlife's Assistant Director of Fisheries, Todd Richards, explained the benefits of having residents introduce trout into the lake.
Yes, you normally would not have the opportunity to fish trout in Sunset Lake in Braintree, and so we're providing that opportunity. This is a statewide effort. Yeah, we raise 450,000 pounds of trout a year at 5 hatcheries, and we stock them into more than 500 water bodies across the state.
Justin and Ben Norton showed up to the event with fishing poles.
We're having a great time. Ben, what do you want to say anything about what we're doing?
I'm excited about getting maybe a fish, maybe my first fish.
Just past noon, a truck carrying trout from one of the state's hatcheries arrived. Staff helped children fill their buckets with trout and dump them in the lake.
As far as you can.
Toss them?
Yep.
So you can toss them and all.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! Nice!
Send them in the air.
This was one of many trout stocking events put on by Mass Wildlife this spring. Richards said that the trout raised in the state's hatcheries are stocked into over 500 different water bodies across Massachusetts. Reporting from Braintree, Christian Maitre, WATD News.
Fans heading to the World Cup in the U.S. are facing a new source of sticker shock: mass transit. Here in New Jersey and here in Massachusetts, some train fares tied to the matches will cost fans far more than normal NFL game day trips. That is drawing criticism from international fans used to free transit at past World Cups. Some supporters are now organizing their own transportation to the stadium. A group of Scottish fans booked school buses to Scotland matches near Boston, in Foxborough, for about half the official price. Transit experts say the high cost could further hurt the U.S. image with foreign visitors. At about $50 per person, the Scots have booked about 20 school buses to take nearly 1,000 members of the plaid-clad fan group to each match. They're even getting a police escort, all for just over half the cost of the $95 bus fare that local officials are offering. A combined savings of more than $85,000. The MBTA announced that a round-trip ticket from South Station to Foxborough would cost $80. WATD News Time coming up on 7:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s is next.
This is David from Pilgrim Coin and Currency, South Shore's premier rare coin and precious metals dealer. With more than 40 years' experience buying and selling precious metals into state jewelry, our gemologist has both the knowledge and experience to pay the fairest prices for all your broken, unwanted, and estate jewelry. When you're looking for a unique gift, come in and see our ever-changing selection of vintage jewelry. For those interested in purchasing precious metals, Pilgrim Coin has access to a full assortment of gold and silver bars and coins. Trust in the experience of South Shore's only professional numismatist. We carry in stock a broad selection of coins and paper money to satisfy both collectors and investors. Would you like an expert opinion on an item in your collection? Trust in the experts at Pilgrim Coin for an honest evaluation of your coins, jewelry, sterling flatware, and even pocket watches. Pilgrim Coin, located near the intersection of Route 18 and 53 at 399 Washington Street in Weymouth.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. Time now is 7:09 on your Wednesday drive, and we are looking at some slowdowns on the top end of Route 3 northbound after Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. The southbound side, we've got delays as you make your way down into it's about 1.5 miles in building Route 3 south at the Sagamore Bridge. We also were getting reports of a possible brush fire in the median. It was reported Route 3 north in the Rockland area, although I'm not seeing any delay there yet near 228. But if you see anything, let us know. Route 3, possible brush fire in the Rockland area. 24 is sluggish, Harrison Boulevard up towards 93. 93 is slow out of Braintree over to Ponkapog. 128 sluggish, 95 to 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore for this morning. We're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop. So high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower that'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s, and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday. Again, highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning. That's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
65 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's morning news rolls on. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. And on the final Wednesday of every month, it's our Hats Off to the Arts segment with the Plymouth Area Center for the Arts. We enjoy focusing on the arts once a month, and we'd love to know what's going on with the Plymouth Center for the Arts. So many great and wonderful things, so many great things to take advantage of. And here with us now, our special guest on this final Wednesday in May. Boy, if you can believe it, Kathy Dunn is with us today. Kathy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rob.
Great to have you on WATD. Well, here we are, final Wednesday in May, and you've got some exciting things to tell us for our Hats Off to the Arts. Right, Kathy?
Absolutely. We call June a magical moment here at the Plymouth Center for the Arts on North Street in historic downtown Plymouth. On Thursday, June 11th, we are having a ribbon cutting to mark the official opening of PCA's new outdoor gallery, a beautiful garden. To add to the excitement, this space now contains our inaugural sculpture show with a reception and opportunity to meet the sculptors and wander the gardens. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the sculptures. There will be 12 of them, and this was a competition, and it was judged, and these really outstanding artists have sculptures. There are large ones, there are smaller ones. They are from all over New England, and 4 of them are from our community, from Plymouth, and one from Marshfield. It's going to be a really exciting opening.
Wow, that does sound great.
Yeah, our dream began in 2024 when we started to plan the gardens, and it's finally come to fruition. And I would say to your listeners, you don't want to miss it. Please mark your calendar for June 11th, 3 to 5. It's free and open to the public.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great news, Kathy. So that's free, and that'll be 3 to 5 on
3 to 5
on June 11th.
June 11th.
June 11th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Make sure you take some time.
Now, I'd like to also invite people, if you love a garden party, on June 20th, this sculpture garden will become a wonderland of great food, fun, and festivity. We call it our Secret Garden Revealed. And it's our principal fundraiser, a lively event, and it's your opportunity to support Plymouth Center for the Arts, their exhibitions, education, and opportunities. Let me tell you about it. It's going to be catered by Chef's Table with a seafood bar donated by Island Creek Oyster, a trio, a jazz trio, and we'll have an unusual we'll have our usual signature drink, a live auction to bid on trips, and great small works of art to buy for $50.
Wow.
Created and donated by artists.
Now, that'll be Saturday, June 20th, and that is a ticketed event, right, Kathy? So people should go and secure their tickets at the website?
Yes, they should. artsplymouth.org.
All right,
is our website, and we welcome people to come to this fun event. Did I mention a raw bar generously donated by Island Creek Oysters? That's going to be delicious.
Wow.
So you've got you've got another event too on Thursday, June 4th. A new show opens with a reception from 6 to 8 for Renewal, our new member exhibit, and that'll run from June 3rd to the 5th. Do you have some questions, Rob?
Well, I guess I wanted to make sure I always like to just step back and just kind of listen and make sure we get all the information in, because we do it once a month, and this is great, Kathy. So first of all, the Secret Garden Revealed, that event, the whole sculpture garden is just, as you said, a dream come true, right? I mean, is everyone really excited to share this with everyone?
I can't even describe the excitement at Plymouth Center for the Arts right now. We are just, it's just a fabulous new outdoor gallery. We're going to have events there. The artists are going to be able to paint there, plein air painting, and we'll have a few of them in the garden at the time of the ribbon cutting.
Oh.
So that ribbon cutting is just going to be a fabulous event, and it's June 11th, 3 to 5. What else can I tell you? This new outdoor gallery will be perfect for musical events, weddings, all kinds of things you may not have known were possible at Plymouth Center for the Arts. But
that's
a
great.
Huge new outdoor space.
Wow, that's wonderful. All right. Well, everybody listening this morning, I'm sure, is very intrigued and would love to see this space, which has been a long time coming, and now it's going to be revealed to the world. And it's at the Plymouth Center for the Arts. And Kathy Dunn with us this morning for the Plymouth Center for the Arts. We do Hats Off to the Arts on the final Wednesday of every month. And again, for that Sculpture Garden event, the Secret Garden Revealed, that's on June 20th. Get your tickets, okay, at artsplymouth.org, artsplymouth.org. And Kathy, thank you so much for calling in this month for Hats Off to the Arts.
Thank you to WATD for all they offer us each month.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. It's our pleasure and honor to do that. Kathy Dunn with us this morning on WATD. Time now is 7:18. We'll get to the roads coming up. But first, watching your money. Let's get the recap now on Wall Street.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Investors opened this holiday-shortened week by launching the S&P 500 and NASDAQ composite to new record highs, with the NASDAQ surging over 1%. The Dow Jones, though, slipped 118 points to close at 50,462. Shares in AutoZone crumbled 9% Tuesday despite third-quarter results that beat Wall Street's estimates. Analysts on the company's quarterly call yesterday expressed concerns about AutoZone's lackluster growth overseas. Don't expect home prices to come down anytime soon. In a recent industry survey, 7 out of 10 home builders blamed the rising price of lumber, copper, and aluminum, along with the sky-high cost of getting those materials out to job sites. Here's evidence of the enduring popularity of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. After polling customers, the U.S. Postal Service has reissued its popular Mr. Rogers stamp, one of 25 being brought back to celebrate the 4th of July. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
All right, well, we like that. That's some good news, of course. It is 7:19. Back out to the roads. WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s. And the ride on Route 3 on the northbound side, slowing down after Route 18 up into Braintree. Southbound is slow. We've got about a mile and a half plus backup, getting close to 2 miles now, down past Herring Pond Road to the Sagamore Bridge. 25 eastbound is jammed approaching the Bourne Bridge. The expressway is filled in from Braintree up to Andrews Square. 24 on the northbound side. Sluggish 123, Route 27 up past 139. And taking a look at 93, northbound slow in Braintree onto the expressway. 93 south, slow pockets from Braintree getting over to 95 in Canton. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now on your weather forecast. Meteorologist Josh Nichols in the Weather Center. Sponsored by Cross Insurance. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance on Ocean Street in Marshfield.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. For this morning, we're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop, so high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower that'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday. Again, highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning. That's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
No matter the season, extreme weather can impact the cost of homeowners insurance. Hi, this is Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Throughout the country, when weather events cause widespread damage, insurance carriers must cover the cost of increased claims and plan for future risks. In response, homeowners insurance rates may rise. Prepare your home for each season and work with Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance. We'll help you determine whether you qualify for any discounts or credits on your insurance premiums. With Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance, you'll have an experienced local agent in your corner and flexible coverage backed by Safety's fast and easy claim services. Plus, by combining your home and auto insurance together with Safety Insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Give us a call at 781-848-8600. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
WATD Sports, it's 7:23. Good morning, I'm Rob Hakala. Sports sponsored by the Life Care Center of the South Shore. They're looking to hire full-time, part-time, and per diem nurses and nursing assistants for all shifts. Contact them directly or visit lifecarecareers.com. All right, so it was a loss for the Red Sox last night. They lose to the Atlanta Braves 7-6 at Fenway. The Red Sox will continue their series against the Braves tonight at Fenway at 6:45. Connolly early is expected to start for the Red Sox. Joe Mazzulla was asked a couple of months ago about the possibility of winning the Coach of the Year award, and he said, I don't need it. I think he said, quote, it's a stupid award. Well, he won that yesterday. It was announced as the NBA's top coach for the 2025-2026 season. NBA Conference Finals, the Thunder beat the Spurs last night, 127-114. The Thunder lead the series 3-2, Game 6 tomorrow night at 8:30. In the NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Avalanche 2-1 last night to sweep the Avalanche 4-0. And let's see, we now have South Shore Sports. Let's get to that. Oh, by the way, Game 4 between the Hurricanes and Canadiens. That is tonight at 8. Carolina leads that series 2-1. And now South Shore Sports with Brendan.
That's right, guys. The girls lacrosse playoffs carried on in the Bay State Tuesday afternoon, and we had a handful of South Shore games to mention. Let's begin with the Division I results. In the round of 32, Braintree fell to Newton North, losing 11-6. Bridgewater Raynham dropped its game with North Andover, losing 24-1. In the Division II field, Whitman-Hanson fell to Shepherd Hill in the preliminaries, losing 16-11. Shannon Balfe had 7 goals in the effort, however, eclipsing 200 in her career for the Panthers. In the round of 32, Plymouth North lost its game with Minnechaug, falling 17-5. Archbishop Williams tried to stage a late rally but couldn't overcome an early deficit, falling to Dartmouth 7-5. In the Division III round of 32, Scituate punched a ticket to the Sweet 16, topping Pembroke 11-4. In the Division IV round of 32, Abington fell to Fairhaven, losing 13-4. Hull advanced to the Sweet 16, holding on in a 12-11 thriller with advanced math and science. And lastly, Rockland fought hard but fell to Tingsboro, losing 14-8. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
Hi, I'm Beth Burke, Director of Admissions and Marketing at Life Care Center of the South Shore.
And I'm Sam Corey, Executive Director of Life Care Center of the South Shore. Choosing a nursing home for short-term rehab or long-term care is serious business. You want a place whose focus is on great care, exceptional rehab, and a clean, home-like environment. We will do whatever it takes to not only meet, but exceed those expectations.
We have new clinicians dedicated to education and oversight and caring staff that continue to give 100% to provide the best care for short-term rehab and long-term care. There's a reason that U.S. News & World Report has rated us in the top 13% of nursing homes in the country. We're putting the care back in healthcare.
If you or a loved one is in need of post-acute rehab, or if it is time to explore options for long-term care, call us at 781-545-1370. That's 781-545-1370. Life Care Center of the South Shore, doing whatever it takes and then some.
By the middle of the week, so much news has come your way, you need your own team to sort it out. Lucky for you, there's Jared Valenzola and the JV team to talk about the things you've heard and catch you up on some things you might not know.
I'm Jared Valenzola. Join me and my guests as we have fun with current events and try to put things into perspective each week. Sponsored by Corey Welch of Boom Realty. Catch the JV team tonight at 6:15 here on 95.9 WATD.
Great to have you along. 728 on the South Shore's Morning News, coming to you from the Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. And of course, you can check out our beautiful studios. We've got the live YouTube feed up. You can watch the show. Thank you. WATD Radio on YouTube. WATD Radio on YouTube. Check out the live feed there if you want. We're up there. It is 7:28, and we'll get to traffic and weather next. But right now, our digital pro, Kim Commando.
Over 1 billion people worldwide are already using AI to touch up their selfies. Slimmer faces, whiter teeth, clearer skin, brighter eyes. It's basically a digital plastic surgery suite sitting right in your phone, and it's free. So it was only a matter of time before real plastic surgeons started seeing something alarming. Patients walking in, phone in hand, with an AI-generated portrait of their perfect face. I'm Kim Commando for The Current. It's my 5-star rated daily newsletter read by almost 1 million folks like you. Sign up for free at getkim.com. AI can do things in the digital world that no surgeon can replicate. Perfect symmetry, flawless skin, eyes that belong on a movie poster. None of it achievable on an operating table. Doctors are calling it Snapchat dysmorphia. Patients chase a face that simply does not exist. And when they hear the word impossible, the emotional damage can be real. So be careful what you ask the algorithm to show you. Some doors are hard to close once you've opened them. Hey, be sure to sign up for my free newsletter right now at getkim.com.
7:30 news. Coming up, we'll check in with Dan McCready. And next half hour, Amy Naples will join us from the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. 7:29. WATD traffic and weather on the 9s. And the expressway northbound is slow out of the Braintree split up to Southampton Street. We've got a drive time 31 minutes end to end. On Route 3, busy. Route 18 up into Braintree. Southbound is jammed about, we've got about a 2-mile backup at the Sagamore Bridge. 25 East is slow, about a half mile or more at the Bourne Bridge. 93 is still busy out of Braintree, getting over to Canton on 93 South. 24 North delays, busy, starting around Harrison Boulevard in Avon. South Shore weather. For today, we are going to have a blend of clouds and sunshine. Sun mixing with clouds, hit or miss showers or thunderstorms, mainly late in the day. High 85 tonight, variable clouds, hit or miss showers and thunderstorms early, a low down to 59. 65 in Marshfield, 7:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
65 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by AutoShine Auto Body. With decades of experience, AutoShine Auto Body is a gold-certified auto body shop. You bend it, they mend it. In Abington and Braintree, and online at AutoShineAutobody.com. The Registry of Motor Vehicles is alerting residents to a new text scam. The RMV says that texts are being sent notifying the recipient that they owe money for driving infraction fines and are directed by a link to a fraudulent website to make a payment. Officials say that the Registry of Motor Vehicles does not send text messages requesting payment for tolls, tickets for driving infractions, or any unpaid balances. Anyone receiving such a text is urged to delete it. Motorists should only use the official RMV website, mass.gov/RMV. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has easily beaten incumbent John Cornyn in a Texas Republican Senate runoff. Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
Ken Paxton has easily won Texas's Republican Senate nomination in a runoff, beating four-term incumbent John Cornyn. Paxton cruised days after President Trump officially backed him.
His endorsement in this is the most powerful force in politics.
It was the latest primary that saw the president help oust a GOP incumbent he did not see as loyal enough.
We've come up short.
Cornyn becomes the state's first GOP senator to lose a nomination for re-election, and after a bitter campaign, says he'll back Paxton in November.
I've always supported the Republican ticket, and I intend to do so again in this general election.
Paxton's opponent?
James Tallarico is a threat to everything we hold dear in this state and in this country.
Democrats see a chance to win a statewide race in Texas for the first time since 1994, when Tallarico was 5 years old. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Authorities have confirmed that one person died and 9 others remain unaccounted for after a chemical tank imploded at a pulp and paper mill in Washington state. They say there is no hope to rescue those missing. 9 others were injured in yesterday morning's spill, some severely. Emergency responders plan to resume recovery efforts at Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company in Longview later this morning. Authorities say those efforts are being hampered by the danger posed by 90,000 gallons of the dangerous liquid that remain in the unstable tank. WATD News Time, 7:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Oh no, someone ran a shopping cart into my car when I left it unattended.
Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
My kid didn't see that giant telephone pole when he opened the door. Now look at it. How splendid.
Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
The chucklehead behind me was texting and driving, and now I'm rear-ended.
Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
I don't even know how this happened, but look, my bumper's dented.
Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
Your buddy just had a great experience fixing his car. Who was that he recommended?
Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it. For over 20 years, Auto Shine Auto Body has been providing friendly, fast, professional, and affordable services you can count on. Auto Shine Auto Body is a gold-certified auto body shop with locations in Abington and Braintree. Whether you're using your insurance company or paying out of pocket, Auto Shine Auto Body will work with you. Find them online at AutoshineAutoBody.com. Auto Shine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
WATD News Time, 7:35, and the news being brought to you by Coastal Heritage Bank, community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together, member FDIC, member DIF. The App Drivers Union received official recognition, making it the first union in the country to represent rideshare drivers, something Governor Mauree Healey called one of the many historic firsts from Massachusetts.
Going back to 1775, when we stood up for our rights and started a revolution, we're looking across at the 54th Regiment. There, the black soldiers who stood up for their freedom in the Civil War, the right to vote, health care, the right to equality. This all happened in Massachusetts. So I think it's absolutely right that here in Massachusetts, we have the largest ever private sector union organized in decades. It's huge. This hasn't happened since 1941. So together, you guys are writing a new chapter here in Massachusetts. I am proud to stand with you.
This was celebrated with a rally at the State House yesterday, where April Verrett, president of the Service Employees International Union, or SEIU, said this shows the strength workers can have even against large corporations.
This fight, you, my friends, was never just about an app. This has been and will continue to be a fight for dignity. For years, drivers were told that they weren't really workers, just independent contractors, whatever the hell that means, replaceable, disposable, on their own. Meanwhile, these so-called independent contractors carried billion-dollar platforms on their backs while they struggled to survive. But drivers had a different vision. They said, "Nuh-uh, not today." They called BS. Should I just say it? They said bull. Because workers Drivers deserve dignity. The dignity full-time work can actually pay the rent and put groceries on the table.
The App Drivers Union is now certified to represent 70,000 Massachusetts rideshare drivers. NASA is ordering landers, rovers, and drones for a sprawling moon base less than 2 months after the Artemis II's record-breaking lunar fly-around. Jennifer King reports.
NASA is awarding hundreds of millions of dollars to U.S. contractors as it prepares to put a base on the moon. Blue Origin is already working on cargo landers that can deliver a pair of moon buggies built by Astrolab and Lunar Outpost. Firefly Aerospace will deliver the first lunar drones. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman.
People are looking up again, believing in big things again, and paying attention as America returns to the moon again, and this time to stay.
The hardware is expected to be sent to the lunar surface ahead of a landing by Artemis astronauts planned for 2028. NASA's Lori Glaze says building a permanent lunar habitat can prepare mankind for the next step.
The first foothold beyond Earth for all of humanity.
I'm Jennifer King.
WATD News Time, 7:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s is next.
Welcome to Coastal Heritage Bank. How can I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'd like to open a checking account.
Absolutely. And what features were you looking for?
Well, I prefer free bill pay and free mobile banking.
Not a problem. Anything else?
Well, I'd really prefer my own drive-through lane.
Now that one could be tricky.
Discover Preferred Interest Checking. The higher your balance, the higher your interest rate. To open an account, stop by a branch or visit coastalheritagebank.com. Member FDIC, member DIF. Minimum opening deposit is $50. Fees may reduce earnings. Bank rules and regulations apply. Ask us for details. Offer good on personal accounts only.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
7:39, and taking a look at the ride this morning along Route 3 on the northbound side, we do have delays starting around Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. These also seeing a little bit of a delay now 3 north, getting by Route 3A in Duxbury. We have reports of some pockets there. Southbound side of Route 3 is slow, about just under 2 miles from after Herring Pond Road in Plymouth down to the Sagamore. 25 eastbound is busy as you make your way approaching the Bourne. That's getting close to a mile. Northbound expressway is filled in from the Braintree split up to Southampton Street. 93 is busy southbound from Braintree over to Canton. 24 on the northbound side slows down between Route 27 and Harrison Boulevard. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory yesterday, a top temp of 81 degrees. That was 12 degrees above the average of 69. Good visibility as well yesterday. The view right around 60 miles. Today at Blue Hill and across all of eastern Massachusetts, we should see a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be into the low 80s for most of the South Shore. As you head south of Route 44, a little bit closer to 80. For the Metro South, it'll be into the mid-80s, and the same can be said for areas points north and west. Now, there could be an isolated shower into this evening. Then the sky will clear with a northwesterly breeze tonight. Overnight lows will be into the mid-50s. Tomorrow brings times of clouds and sun, maybe a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature 65 to 70. On Friday, plan on some partial sunshine. It will be cool. Your top temp also into the mid-60s to near 70 degrees. And there will be a few showers around early Saturday, and then some partial clearing will develop. The high temperature 65 to 70. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
66 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:41. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
All right, great to have you along. This South Shore's morning news. Rob Hakala with the morning team, and every week at this time it is our Chamber of Commerce segment with the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce, and Amy Naples is the executive director. Amy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
Doing great. How you been?
I've been fantastic. I'll say it's nice that today's already Wednesday.
I know. Here we are. I know. A lot of people, shorter week. It's Wednesday. Yes. Can't believe it's the Final few days of May. That's crazy, but here we are.
I know, and it feels like it too, which I love, and I know you do too.
I do, yeah. This is nice, and let's see. We're going to get to 3 or 4 events, so let's start with number 1, Amy. What do we
The
have?
Chamber continues to be quite busy as we head into June. Tomorrow morning, we will be hosting our first net walking of the season, and that is basically exactly how it sounds. It is networking and walking. So we are going to be meeting up at Nelson Park, which is located at 235 Water Street in Plymouth, and we are going to be walking the Grace Trail. The Grace Trail, as I know, you've had on before, and it is all about some powerful words: gratitude, release, acceptance, challenge, and embrace. And it's a great opportunity to wake up in the morning, reflect on those powerful words, and make some meaningful conversations as you are networking and getting your steps in. So again, that is tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m., and we will be meeting at Nelson Park in Plymouth.
Ooh, okay. All right. So that's coming up tomorrow, so get ready for that. That's item number
right.
1.
It's a little unique networking opportunity, and I encourage people to bring their dogs. If you have kiddos, feel free to bring them and the strollers. So all are welcome, and you do not have to be a member either.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Let's see. Item number 2.
And then coming up next week on the calendar, next Wednesday, June 4th, our good friend and PACC board member, Brendan Elliott, is going to be hosting a ribbon cutting and block party at his building, which is the Cornerstone Building, which is located at 29 Samoset Street in Plymouth. That event's going to be taking place from 3 to 5 p.m. So we know it's going to be a great time. He's going to have some food trucks. There's going to be a tent. It's a block party. It's going to be probably an amazing time. So I encourage people to come on down and celebrate Brendan and his accomplishment of purchasing that building and his investment in Plymouth. Anytime between 3 and 5 p.m. We'll probably do the official ribbon cutting about halfway through. A lot of people like to be there for that, so that's going to probably be about 4 o'clock. So it's technically a 1-year anniversary of him purchasing the building, but we will be celebrating that with the official ribbon cutting.
Ooh, okay. So again, the details on that?
The details are Thursday, June 4th from 3 to 5 p.m.
All right, nice. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Let's see, item number 3.
Item number 3. A lot of times I don't have the opportunity to talk about our working luncheons because they're already sold out. So I did want to mention this to put on your calendar. Our next one is on Wednesday, June 10th from 12 to 1:30. That's going to be held at Cabbage Shack, which is located on Town Wharf in Plymouth. There is a fee associated, of course. It covers the cost of the lunch, $35 for members and $50 for non-members. That event is a really great opportunity if you're looking for a more facilitated networking event where you have an opportunity to get up and speak and share a little bit about your business. So everyone has 60 seconds to get up and talk about their business. Every attendee leaves with a list of all of the attendees and their contact information. And that event is hosted by our dear friends Tiny & Sons Glass, which we are so appreciative of Peter Brown's support of that monthly networking event. And again, those are held monthly. Registration is required for that. So we do have space still available. Details are Wednesday, June 10th from 12 to 1:30 p.m.
Ooh, good stuff. Okay. And let's see, we do have time for one more, so let's get in number 4.
Okay, so it's coming up on the calendar actually pretty quickly is our monthly business after hours, and that is going to be on Thursday, June 11th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Merbeau Inn and Spa, which is located in the Pine Hills at 35 Landmark Drive in Plymouth. So that event is a much more casual event, mixing and mingling. You'll have an opportunity probably to take some tours, experience Merbeau a little bit and the amazing food that they have and the relaxing and engaging atmosphere that they have. So that is sure to be a really great event. All of our events are listed on our website, PlymouthChamber.com. You can head over to the Chamber calendar and click on, the details there to register and learn more.
Oh, great stuff. Amy Naples joins us every week at this time. And, of course, as you can, she just mentioned, PlymouthChamber.com. PlymouthChamber.com. You can find out all about the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. Check them out on their social media channels for even more content and get involved and get signed up as well for the events that you need to register. Otherwise, just show up. Yeah.
That's right. That is right. There's really only a couple, and mainly the networking luncheons are the ones that we require registration.
Good stuff. All right. Well, Amy, thank you so much as always. Great events, and look forward to talking to you every Wednesday at this time.
Yes, same here. Have a great day, Rob. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. There she goes. That's Amy Naples from the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. It is 7:47 on the South Shore's Morning News. We have some delays heading down to the Cape Bridges and a new crash coming in southbound on the expressway and also on 24 northbound. We'll get details coming up next.
Hi, this is Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial in Marshfield. I love Roth IRAs. I love taxes, or at least how they overlap with investments and sometimes can be mitigated. I don't love annuities. I do love helping people with their investments and planning for their financial futures. I'm a problem solver and I like new challenges. There, now you know almost everything about me. Give me a call so I can learn about you. 781-834-2010 or McNamaraFinancial.com.
Is it a stroke? Even if you're not sure, act fast and call 911. Signs can include face drooping on one side, arm weakness, speech difficulty, or not making sense when talking. Time is critical. A stroke requires immediate medical care, which starts as soon as the ambulance arrives. So if you see any sign of stroke, act fast and call 911. Visit mass.gov/stroke, sponsored by the Massachusetts Department of Public Health.
Back out to the roads we go. Time coming around to 7:49. WATD traffic and weather on the 9s. And taking a look at the expressway southbound, we've got a new crash coming in. It's in the right lane southbound on the expressway near Neponset, and you're back to Savin Hill. The northbound side of the expressway is jammed from the Braintree split all the way up past Andrews Square. So a tough ride in both directions here on the expressway. Over on Route 24, we had a crash. Moved out of the left lane into the breakdown lane, 24 north after 139 in Stoughton. You're backing up to Route 27 in Brockton. Route 3 on the northbound side. With some occasional pockets up through Kingston into Duxbury and then slowing down around Route 18 and in Braintree. Southbound is slow about 2 miles at the Sagamore. 25 east is slow for about a mile at the Bourne. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the weather details for you from our meteorologist, Josh Nichols, with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather. And it's being sponsored by The Clean Team, thecleanteam.net. The Clean Team provides carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning. They also clean Oriental rugs and area rugs in their facility in Kingston. Learn more at thecleanteam.net.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore for this morning. We're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop, so high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower that'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday. Again, highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning. That's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
And right now, outside our studio, 66 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
When a business wins awards year after year, you know they're doing something right. I'm Jennifer Kritz, owner of the Clean Team in Kingston. My parents founded the Clean Team in 1983, and since then, we've won countless Reader's Choice and Best of the South Shore awards. The Clean Team cleans carpets, upholstered chairs, sofas, headboards, or benches, removing the soil and unhealthy matter that has collected over the years. Have your hardwood floors become dull and dirty over time? Our deep cleaning process removes the toughest dirt and residue safely and effectively, improving indoor air quality and rejuvenating your hardwood floors. Are you having a hard time cleaning the grout in your kitchen or your bathroom or your shower? We clean tile and grout too. We clean specialty items like oriental rugs and outdoor cushions. We offer pickup and delivery, or you can drop them off at our facility in Kingston anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Don't wait. Call now to schedule your spring cleaning appointment, 781-585-4678. Go to thecleanteam.net for special savings and to learn more about what we do. Call the Clean Team.
WATD Sports, and our sports report is sponsored by Plymouth Patuxent Museums. Bring history to your yard this year and stop by the Plymouth Patuxent Museum Spring Heirloom Plant Sale. Shop more than 100 heirloom species from 8 to 1. Final weekend coming up, May 30th and 31st at Plymouth Patuxent Museums. That'll be 8 to 1 both days right at the parking lot, plimoth.org. plimoth.org to find out more. All right, loss for the Red Sox last night. Red Sox lose to the Atlanta Braves 7-6, a game that did see the Red Sox lead. They had a early 2-0 lead and later a 5-4 lead, but the Braves came back and they took a 7-4 lead going into the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox had a 2-run single, closing the gap to within 1 run. It seems like it's within grasp, but a ground out ended the threat and the game. Red Sox lose 7-6. Sox and Braves go at it again tonight at 6:45. Connolly Early will take the mound for the Red Sox. New England Revolution goalie Matt Turner has been selected as a member of the U.S. men's national team in the upcoming World Cup soccer matches. Turner was named to the team yesterday along with Massachusetts native Miles Robinson, who plays for FC Cincinnati. And now let's get an update on the national sports, and we're going to turn it over now to the AP's Gethin Coolbaugh.
AP Sports, I'm Gethin Coolbaugh. Defending champion Oklahoma City moved 1 win away from returning to the NBA Finals after a 127-114 Game 5 victory over the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Two-time reigning MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 32 points for the Thunder.
They obviously punched us really good in Game 4, and we got better than the team that played Game 4 for Game 5.
Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla was named NBA Coach of the Year. NHL playoffs, the Golden Knights punched their ticket back to the Stanley Cup Final, capping a West Final sweep of the Avalanche with a 2-1 win. At the French Open, top-seeded Aryna Sabalenka earned a straight sets victory in the first round. Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka also advanced, as did top-ranked men's star Jannik Sinner. And NFL, Packers running back Josh Jacobs was arrested on charges related to domestic abuse. Gethin Coolbaugh, AP Sports.
New England heirloom plants have enriched the South Shore for generations. They've nourished the local wildlife and influenced the landscape of our neighborhoods. Bring history to your yard this year with Plymouth Patuxent Museum's annual Spring Heirloom Plant Sale, where you can choose from more than 100 types of heirloom species. The museum's expert staff and volunteers have been propagating a bounty of herbs, vegetables, and flowers for this fundraiser, where every purchase supports the educational mission of the museum. Enjoy the same heirloom species you see tended to at Plymouth Patuxent Museum's immersive living history sites, plus vibrant additions like Ring of Fire sunflowers that will thrive in our region. You can also find plants that attract butterflies, bees, hummingbirds, and other important pollinators. The annual Spring Heirloom Plant Sale will take place in the museum's main parking lot with a knowledgeable horticulture team on hand to help you choose and grow with confidence. Come by this Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more at plimoth.org.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries, a hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by NHTSA.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Now, the Old Colony Elder Services Tip of the Month for May. Older adults thrive when they stay up to date with checkups and connected with friends and family. OCES helps through its nutrition program, offering nutrition counseling and access to healthy meals. Meals on Wheels delivers nutritious meals to your home, and community dining brings older adults together to connect and enjoy a well-balanced meal. To learn more, go to ocesma.org.
I'm Nicole Long, CEO at OCES. For more than 51 years, OCES has been empowering older adults and individuals with disabilities by providing information to support safe and healthy living as they grow older. Whether you need nutrition support, home care, or caregiver support, OCES connects you with the programs and community resources you need to stay independent. For more information, call 508-584-1561 or visit us at ocesma.org.
Few make it big in motorsports, but the real reward for most is the joy of competition. I'm Miles Heeger. The excitement and danger of motorsports are the reasons drivers love to race and why fans keep showing up. Join me and my guests each week as we discuss the local short tracks while also sharing opinions and insight on the National Series. Tune in to Miles on Motorsports tonight at 7 here on 95.9 WATD.
All right, coming up, we do have the 8 o'clock news. We're going to check in with EBC, get you updated on the national stories. Dan McCready, local news at 8:02. And, of course, your comments always welcome. The WATD text line. You can connect in and text the show at 781-837-4900. Our text line, 781-837-4900. The text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. 7:59, traffic and weather in the nines. Southbound Expressway, a crash taking out the two right lanes in Neponset. You're back to Columbia Road. Northbound is jammed from Braintree all the way up towards Southampton Street. 24 north, a crash in the breakdown lane after 139. You're back to Route 27 in Brockton. Route 3, northbound, some pockets in Kingston, and then again around Route 18 up to Braintree. Southbound is slow about a mile and a half at the Sagamore. 25 east is slow about a mile at the Bourne. South Shore weather for today, we'll have a blend of clouds and sunshine, warm, 85. Watch out for a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm later. 67 in Marshfield. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock.
This is the South Shores radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD. WATD, here for What's Next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Back to work soon for first responders in southern Washington state after the rupture of a chemical tank at a paper plant killed one person and left 9 hurt, some seriously. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein.
Officials can also confirm that there's currently 9 employees who remain unaccounted for.
Voters in Texas picking Attorney General Ken Paxton as the GOP nominee for Senate and voting down the incumbent, Senator John Cornyn. The senator spoke last night.
I've said throughout this race that I trust the voters of Texas, and they've made their decision, and I must respect it.
Paxton will face Democrat James Tallarico for Cornyn's Texas seat. Health officials warn the Ebola outbreak in Central Africa is growing beyond what responders can do to contain it. Rescuers in Laos found 5 of the 7 villagers who have been missing for more than a week in a flooded cave. They were trapped when heavy rain cut off the entrance. This is ABC News. NASA has revealed plans for creating a base on the moon so that astronauts can practice ahead of an eventual mission to Mars.
This $20 billion moon base project will unfold in 3 phases. The first, kicking off this year. NASA will use drones and rovers to scout the best sites near the moon's south pole before construction begins in 2029. During that first phase, NASA plans to land on the moon nearly 24 times. And by 2032, it plans to send the first astronauts to live and work on the lunar surface.
ABC's Sophie Flay. The mother of NFL quarterback Will Levis has revealed her son spent an exorbitant amount of money trying to scrub a leaked sex tape from the internet. On the tape, Levis and his then-girlfriend Gia Duddy, hackers apparently breached one of Levis's phones when he was in college. The heat wave continues in Western Europe. France and Spain and the UK have all been breaking records, the heat dome making it 20 degrees hotter than it usually is this time of year. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
68 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. A Randolph man was indicted yesterday by a federal grand jury for drug trafficking. 32-year-old Tavon Harper is facing charges of possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, cocaine, and MDMA, and possession of a firearm as part of a drug trafficking crime. U.S. Attorney Leah Foley says that on February 25th in Holbrook, police found Harper with drugs and a Glock pistol, along with ammunition and over $1,000 in cash. He will be charged in court at a later date. If convicted, Harper faces up to 20 years in prison. WATD News Time, 8:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
At Cape Cod 5, we're proud to take an active role in helping to create strong and vibrant communities throughout our region. From volunteering to providing financial education to sponsoring local events and organizations, giving back is a part of who we are. In fact, Cape Cod 5 gives over $1.5 million annually to community organizations, making a meaningful difference in the lives of those on Cape Cod, on the islands, and in southeastern Mass. Find out more at capecod5.com, member FDIC.
WATD News Time coming up on 8:04, and the news being brought to you by Stewart Painting. Every job done right and on time. Receive a virtual quote within 24 hours and now hiring. Apply online at stewartpaint.com. The state's unemployment rate held at 4.7% in April, nearly half a percentage point higher than the national rate. But employers here added 8,500 jobs last month, according to state officials. The Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development also revised the estimated increase in jobs during March to 7,200, after that figure was originally reported at 6,800. Construction, education, and health services, and professional and business services jobs were up in April, while jobs were down last month in information, manufacturing, and financial activities. Massachusetts has added about 21,600 payroll jobs since September of 2025. That's according to the Labor Office, but data posted on the state's website also shows jobs here are up by only 1,500 since April of 2025. A public trout stocking event was held at Sunset Lake in Braintree. WATD's Christian Maitrey has more.
The Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife recently held a trout stocking event at Sunset Lake in Braintree. Mass Wildlife's Assistant Director of Fisheries, Todd Richards, explained the benefits of having residents introduce trout into the lake.
Yes, you normally would not have the opportunity to fish trout in Sunset Lake in Braintree, and so we're providing that opportunity. This is a statewide effort. Yeah, we raise 450,000 pounds of trout a year at 5 hatcheries, and we stock them into more than 500 water bodies across the state.
Justin and Ben Norton showed up to the event with fishing poles.
We're having a great time. Ben, what do you want to say anything about what we're doing?
I'm excited about getting maybe a fish, maybe my first fish.
Just past noon, a truck carrying trout from one of the state's hatcheries arrived. Staff helped children fill their buckets with trout and dump them in the lake.
As far as you can.
Toss them?
Yep.
Toss them and all.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! Nice!
Send them in the air.
This was one of many trout stocking events put on by Mass Wildlife this spring. Richards said that the trout raised in the state's hatcheries are stocked into over 500 different water bodies across Massachusetts. Reporting from Braintree, Christian Maitre, WATD News.
Fans heading to the World Cup are facing a new source of sticker shock, mass transit. In New Jersey and here in Massachusetts, some train fares tied to matches will cost fans more than normal NFL game day trips. That's drawing criticism from international fans used to free transit at past World Cups. Some supporters are now organizing their own transportation to the stadiums. A group of Scottish fans have booked school buses to Scotland for matches at Foxborough for about half the official price. Transit experts say the high cost could further hurt the United States' image with foreign visitors. At about $50 per person, the Scots have booked about 20 school buses to take nearly 1,000 members of the plaid-clad fan group to each match. They're even getting a police escort, all for just over half the cost of the $95 bus fare that local officials are offering, a combined savings of more than $85,000. The MBTA announced that a round-trip ticket from South Station to Foxborough would cost $80. WATD News Time 8:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
Wouldn't you just love new kitchen cabinets without the high cost, the mess, and the inconvenience? Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting, and I know how scary the thought of a demoed kitchen can be. So I have a solution. Allow our cabinet refinishing team to restore the beauty to your kitchen cabinets. Our professionals will apply a sprayed finish and then swap out the hardware for a completely new look. And the task will be completed in days, not weeks. We paint hundreds of kitchen cabinets every year, and we would love to add your cabinets to our list of happy homeowners. In addition to our locations in Hyannis and Hingham, we are now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. Finance options and military veterans discounts are now available for all projects. The process is fast, and it's easy, and there's no hidden fees. Head to our website at stewartpaint.com to see if you pre-qualify. It's never been this easy to turn your vision into reality. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And the time is 8:09, and it is a rough ride on the expressway. We're looking right now at that southbound side on our traffic camera. It is crawling. There's a crash. The two right lanes are knocked out near Neponset, and there's only 3 lanes, as you know, in the morning going southbound. Traffic has jammed back to the South Bay area. Northbound is slow from Braintree to Southampton Street. So let's check the drive time now. If you're going from Braintree into Boston, it is 36 minutes. From Boston down to Braintree, that is a 49-minute drive time. Route 3 is slow, mainly in the Braintree stretch on the northbound side. We also had a brief pocket near Long Pond Road in Plymouth. Route 3 southbound is slow. We've got about a mile and a half back up at the Sagamore Bridge. 25 east is jammed over a mile at the Bourne. 24 on the northbound side, that's jammed up from Route 27 in Brockton to a crash in the breakdown lane. 24 north near 139 in Stoughton. And just getting rid of a crash, 93 northbound in the breakdown lane, 93 north near Ponkapog. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore. For this morning, we're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop, so high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower that'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday, again highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning that's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
68 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Great to have you along. This South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Thanks for listening to the radio. We're available everywhere on the Audacy app, AUDACY, and of course, YouTube. You can watch the show live. WATD Radio on YouTube. WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like and subscribe. All right, and joining me now, you will see in our beautiful studio, we have our special guest in studio this morning, and that's Jim Curran joining us. You know him. He hosts a show. He's one of our new talk show hosts, Jim Curran from the Wealth and Well-Being Show, sponsored by Cape Cod 5. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. Thank you for having me on.
Great to have you in studio. How have you been?
Life is good. It's just finishing up a really busy part of the year and able to turn our attentions, toward the show and growing it out. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so let's talk about the show, because the show, it was just on last night. If you missed it, we'll tell you how you can hear Jim. But it was on just last night. It is Tuesday nights from 6:15 to 7. So give everybody a sense of what people can hear when they tune in, Jim.
Yeah, thank you. So really the idea is trying to make personal finance approachable, authentic, simple guidance. I think a lot of times when people know that they want to fix things, they'll turn to CNBC or Bloomberg or some of those 25 million click shows on YouTube that are either giving clickbait advice or they're giving advice that is not really intended for the individual. So we're trying to just make it where somebody can listen, they can feel like they're not being talked down to. They can feel like by the end of the show, there were 1 or 2 or 3 takeaways that they can say, oh, I can start there. And then hopefully they grow.
Yeah, I think it's great. One of the stories I like, maybe you can tell people, share a little bit the version here. This was one of the things where you kind of explain it. Sometimes it's through a real story of yourself, which kind of sets it up, and you're like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. That I might relate to that, because you were talking about investing in, you wanted a ride-on lawnmower, I think was the story, right? Because you were talking about, taking care of the lawn. Tell me, you went through the whole process and then ended up deciding that wasn't the answer, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love that that's the story that you picked out, because it was such an individual decision maker for me. I think a lot of times it can be easy for somebody to say, oh, like the smart way is for me to do it myself. And I think whenever somebody is making a financial decision, the right thing to do is to go through both sides and see what lines up well for you. So in this particular case, my wife and I had just bought a house in Plymouth. It's on a hill, so I told her, hey, I'm in my 50s, rather get one of those small little ride-on mowers.
Every guy wants one of those.
Exactly right. It was kind of an excuse, right?
I get it.
And her thing was, well, where are we going to store it? Where are we going to put it? And we started talking it through, and I realized by the time I bought the mower, by the time I bought the shed, by the time I got a trailer so that I could get it serviced once a year, versus this gentleman in my neighborhood that started his own small landscaping company, I never would have caught up to what I paid plus what I value my time to be worth versus this other guy that does a much better job. And it ended up being cheaper to hire somebody else to do it for me. It liberated my time, and it would have cost me more to do it myself.
Yeah, I thought that was just really a great explain, because I think you're right. I think the answer is you really do need to work through the numbers and the math and do the equation, because you're right. I thought that really made a lot of sense. And not that, obviously it makes sense in every case. You have to do the thing, for myself, maybe it is cheaper for me to mow the lawn. But I thought that kind of explained it right, because I think the obvious thing is we always go to the just do-it-yourself option first.
In my previous house, I lived on Cape, and I was really living paycheck to paycheck. I bought my own mower. It was a push mower. I went back and forth, and if I had to do it at 7:30 at night, I had to do it at 7:30 at night, because that's where I was financially. So the important thing is that whenever you see people online that have a set of rules, that they follow and they never stray from, that's what worries me as advice, because it's not speaking to the individual and their circumstances, their priorities.
All right. Wealth and Well-Being with Jim Curran. It's Cape Cod 5 sponsors the show. And, of course, that's Tuesday nights from 6:15 until 7. And, of course, you can tune in. And if people have missed, because this might be, we were trying to reach new people, we'd love you to tune in. You can hear the show live on your way home. As I was driving home one evening, sometimes I'm not always out at that time, but it's great, in the radio, just popping on and kind of get those lessons as you're talking to people. You can also get the show on demand, because I know a lot of people love to stream the audio on demand, and maybe you want to take a chunk of that. We've got the link right to the podcast page on our website, Jim, and people can go back and hear all the episodes, right?
Absolutely. So we've got it posted up on YouTube. It's on the 95.9 WATD site. It's also on the Cape Cod 5 Knowledge Vault site if they'd like to go there. But the important thing is that I wasn't a finance major, never took a personal finance class. This came out of my own experience. And then the way that I learned how to do my job was listening to podcasts of financial experts in the morning. And so hopefully people can kind of come along and just learn it the same way. And a year from now, you'll have a pretty good instinct on the right things to do.
No, that's great. And I know Cape Cod 5, you got a great team over there, right?
We do. And that's what's really been helpful. They're just so supportive, because one of our 5 ways of community engagement is the advancement of financial know-how. And so we're out at nonprofits. We're out at workplaces, doing employee wellness events. We're at Barnstable County Jail. We're at every school on Cape, the islands, several schools over here, and it's all for free. There's never any charge. The importance is just going into the community and understanding that financial literacy is the path out.
Oh, that's great. Jim Curran with us this morning on WATD. Make sure you tune into his show, 6:15 until 7. That's on Tuesday nights, Wealth and Well-Being with Jim Curran. And Jim, we love it. You're enjoying the radio show so far? You got more great shows coming up through the summer?
It's been a lot of fun. I really actually enjoy doing it live. I think there's a good energy of knowing that you're sitting in somebody's car with them and having this conversation. We've got a lot of good shows coming up. We're doing a series on the various decades of, what are the mistakes or what are the things to start to catch up on in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Next week, we're going to talk about renting or leasing versus buying. A couple weeks later, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity and fraud awareness tips. We'll get into the home buying process, probably a little bit of a series down the road. So, hopefully just a little bit something for everybody out there, and meet them where they are. And what I like to say is it's either for them or it's for somebody in their life where they can pass along that good guidance. Be an apostle.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. Jim Curran, Wealth and Well-Being, Tuesday night, 6:15 to 7 on WATD. And as we mentioned, if you miss any of these great shows, go back and listen to the podcast page. A lot of great content is up there for you to sample. And again, these are all local hosts, 95.9 WATD.com. Click on the podcast page. Jim Curran with us this morning. Jim, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us on today, Rob. I hope you have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
All right, it is 8:19. Back out to the roads. WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s. And the expressway southbound, we've got a crash in the 2 right lanes at Neponset. Traffic's jammed back to Mass Ave. That is a mess there. Southbound, we're looking at a rough ride. The drive time right now is looking at about an hour from Boston down to Braintree. Northbound, it's 36 minutes, Braintree to Boston. Slow from the split up towards Southampton Street. Route 3 on the northbound side is busy in Braintree. Southbound is slow, about a mile and a half at the Sagamore. 25 east, slow about a mile at the Bourne. 24 has some reduced speeds as you make your way up through Brockton, Avon area past 139, and 93 south is still heavy, Braintree over to Canton. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now. Meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather. And it's being sponsored this time around by Mutual of Omaha and our great friend David Tortolot. If you want to talk about reverse mortgages, this is the guy to call. David Tortolot. You can give him a call at 617 617-797-3277, 617-797-3277, Mutual of Omaha.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South and the South Shore for this morning. We're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop, so high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower that'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday, again highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning that's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature 69 at the weather station WATD. I'm here with David Tortolot from Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgage. David, who should learn about a reverse mortgage and what's the best way to do this?
Rob, anyone 62 or older that want to stay in their home long term, that are looking for ways to improve their quality of life during retirement, increase their monthly cash flow, or just set up an emergency line of credit to help cover the costs of property taxes, homeowners insurance, home maintenance costs, or other large unexpected costs that show up in the future. And the best way to learn about a reverse mortgage is seek out a local certified reverse mortgage professional.
Well, you're certified, right, David?
Yes. Currently, there are only 210 certified reverse mortgage professionals nationwide. I'm one of them and live right here in Scituate.
Call 617-797-3277. NMLS number 46902. Lender NMLS number 1025894. Equal housing lender. Good morning. It's 8:23. Time now for WATD Sports. I'm Rob Hakala, and our sports report is sponsored by Road to Responsibility. All right, so a loss for the Red Sox. They lose to the Atlanta Braves at Fenway last night, 7-6. Sox will go at it again tonight against Atlanta. Connolly early takes the mound for the Red Sox, 6:45. New England Revolution goalie Matt Turner has been selected as a member of the U.S. men's national team in the upcoming World Cup soccer matches. He was named yesterday, along with Massachusetts native Miles Robinson, who plays for FC Cincinnati. Hockey, last night, the Vegas Golden Knights, they eliminated the Colorado Avalanche as they won last night 2-1 to sweep the Avalanche 4-0. Game 4 between the Carolina Hurricanes and Montreal Canadiens is tonight at 8. Carolina leads the series 2-1. And in the NBA, the Thunder beat the Spurs last night in Game 5, 127-114. Oklahoma City Thunder lead the series 3-2. Game 6 tomorrow night at 8:30. Now, South Shore Sports, here's Brendan Connolly.
That's right, guys. The girls lacrosse playoffs carried on in the Bay State Tuesday afternoon, and we had a handful of South Shore games to mention. Let's begin with the Division I results. In the round of 32, Braintree fell to Newton North, losing 11-6. Bridgewater Raynham dropped its game with North Andover, losing 24-1. In the Division II field, Whitman-Hanson fell to Shepherd Hill in the preliminaries, losing 16-11. Shannon Balfe had 7 goals in the effort, however, eclipsing 200 in her career for the Panthers. In the round of 32, Plymouth North lost its game with Minnechaug, falling 17-5. Archbishop Williams tried to stage a late rally but couldn't overcome an early deficit, falling to Dartmouth 7-5. In the Division III round of 32, Scituate punched a ticket to the Sweet 16, topping Pembroke 11-4. In the Division IV round of 32, Abington fell to Fairhaven, losing 13-4. Hull advanced to the Sweet 16, holding on in a 12-11 thriller with advanced math and science. And lastly, Rockland fought hard but fell to Tingsboro, losing 14-8. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
Ever wondered what it's like when someone with a disability ages out of the school system? Do you need help navigating the Turning 22 crisis and finding services for your child or loved one? Join Road to Responsibility on Monday, June 1st for an Adult Services Resource Fair. The fair will have DDS representatives to answer any questions you have, as well as staff from day, residential, employment services, and more. So join us and help spread the word. June 1st from 4 to 6 p.m. at RTR's Norwell office, 106 Longwater Drive.
I'm Dr. Wiemeyer from Contemporary Prosthodontics in Duxbury. If you have dental problems such as worn, broken, or missing teeth, dentures that aren't fitting right, or your smile just isn't what it used to be, a prosthodontist is the dental specialist that can help you. We can design a treatment for you that can be accomplished entirely in our office. Veneers, crowns, bridges, dental implants, dentures, you name it. We also offer financial solutions to make it affordable. Call us today for a free consultation, 781-934-2300, or find us at contemporarypro.com.
Hunting for hostas? Searching for Shasta daisies? Walnut Hill Garden Club of Hanover's plant sale has got you covered Saturday at 9 at Riley Hall in Hanover. There will be dozens of plants available, from peonies to irises and many shade-loving varieties too. Funds raised help to support community projects, from traffic island care to kindergarten seed planting and garden therapy for seniors. Check out Walnut Hill Garden Club on Facebook and visit Riley Hall in Hanover Saturday at 9 for our plant sale.
Friends with Benefits, Thursday nights at 9 on WATD. Join the roundtable as they explore everything from relationships and social issues to life stories, sports, and events. It's Brian Stratton's Friends with Benefits with your hosts Paul Kearney, Gabe Sirota, and Bob Anderson. Proudly sponsored by Atlantis Sports Clubs and Corey Brothers Stump Grinding. Tomorrow night at 9 on 95.9 WATD. All right, 8:28 on the South Shore's Morning News. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. All right, great to have you along. Coming to you from the WATD are beautiful, and you can check it out on our YouTube feed if you want to see the show live. You can see the beautiful Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Check out the beautiful studio here on our YouTube page, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like and subscribe and check in there. You could also join the chat there as well. We've got Lord Hadaway there. He was commenting, I believe, about the World Cup, talking about, Dan had a story about public transportation and the World Cup. We also had the story about should bars in Massachusetts be allowed to stay open during the World Cup until 3 a.m. or for the summer. Would you like that? Would it be a help to businesses to be able to provide that? You can text in on the text line at 781-837-4900. The text line, 781-837-4900. Our text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Thanks to Matt from Pembroke for checking in, Kerry from Pembroke. Oh, and our good friend David Tortolot. Yeah. He's out on the road, probably ready to go talk about a reverse mortgage with someone. Dave Tortolot checking in from Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgages. Thank you, David. Good to hear from you on the text line, 781-837-4900. Coming up, we have the 8:30 news. Dan McCready with the top stories. And next half hour, once a month, it is our Croy Health segment right after the news at 8:30 on WATD. Time now is 8:29. Back out to the roads we go. WATD traffic and weather on the 9s. The expressway northbound is still filled in from Braintree up to Southampton Street. Southbound is jammed from the O'Neill Tunnel to a crash in the two right lanes at Neponset. A very, very tough ride. Southbound on the expressway, that drive time is about 50 minutes end to end as they're working to clear that crash. Northbound is 35 minutes, Braintree to Boston. Route 3 northbound, busy in Braintree. Southbound is slow, about a half mile at the Sagamore. 25 east, about a half mile at the Bourne. 24 is slow through Avon up towards, might have a new crash here, 24 north, but it does look jammed approaching 93 in Randolph. And 93 is slow out of Braintree over to Canton. South Shore weather for today, going to be warm, 85. We'll have a blend of sun and clouds, and then later on, watch out for a shower or thunderstorm later. Right now, 70 degrees in Marshfield, 8:30
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
70 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. His boys do a good job. 1-888-64-TINIES. The Registry of Motor Vehicles is alerting residents to a new text scam. The RMV says that text messages are being sent notifying the recipient that they owe money for driving infraction fines and are directed by a link to a fraudulent website to make a payment. Officials say that the Registry of Motor Vehicles does not send text messages requiring payment for tolls, tickets for driving infractions, or any unpaid balances. Anyone receiving such a text message is being urged to delete it. Motorists should only use the official RMV website, mass.gov/RMV. Labor leaders and local officials gathered at the State House yesterday for a rally to celebrate the formation of the App Drivers Union, earning praise from Governor Maura Healey.
And you did it not just for yourselves, you did it for your families. You did it for your kids, right? And everywhere working people are going to be inspired. I know that.
April Verrett, president of the Service Employees International Union, or SEIU, called this a truly historic moment.
Rideshare drivers in this Commonwealth become the first certified rideshare union in the entire United States. History is being made. This is the largest private sector organizing victory since 1941, folks. 1941. I want you all to just sit with that for a second. 1941, it is before Neil Armstrong walked on the moon.
The official union recognition follows a 2024 ballot measure that allowed bargaining for gig workers. WATD News Time coming up on 8:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
It was the summer of 1969, and Toby Gibson was taking the prettiest girl in school, Diane Lane, on their first official date. Toby's dad let him take his prized Ford LTD Country Squire, a beautiful vehicle with wood grain paneling, massive interior space, and a V8 engine, to the Marshfield Drive-In Theater. Toby was pulling out all the stops. Easy Rider was playing on the big screen that night, and Toby and Diane saw most of the movie. Of course, Toby was going to clean all the popcorn that had somehow found its way onto the floor before he returned his dad's car. But when the movie ended, Toby wasn't thinking about that just yet, or about much of anything, really. A love struck Toby's head was still up in the clouds. Amidst first love's fog, Toby forgot to unhook the speaker from the car, pulled away, and came crashing back to earth as that speaker smashed through the driver's side window of his father's Country Squire. I guess it's true what the song says. Love hurts.
I'm Peter Brown from Tiny & Sons Auto Glass. Windshield broken? Just call 1-888-64-TINIES, and thank you.
WATD News Time, 8:35, and the news being brought to you by Plymouth Patuxent Museums. Bring history to your yard this year and stop by the Plymouth Patuxent Museum's Spring Heirloom Plant Sale. Shop more than 100 heirloom species from 8 to 1 on May 30th and 31st. A reorganization and the website will be among the topics of discussion when the Norwell Select Board meets tonight. And joining us this morning with a preview is Town Administrator Darlene Sullivan. Ms. Sullivan, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, good morning, Dan. Thanks so much for having me this morning.
So, as I mentioned, there will be a reorganization of the board.
Yeah, there'll be a reorganization this time of year after elections have happened, and just annually the select board will reorganize. So they'll kind of shift around who's going to be the chair and the vice chair and the clerk on the board. So all of that will happen this year.
That will be followed by an audit report.
Yeah, so we have our FY25 audit. We usually have this exit interview usually around February or March, but we're a little delayed in having them come in, but they're coming in today just to kind of go over, or this evening to go over the audit and some of the wins and various different things that they've wanted to discuss. We had no management report. It was a nice, clean audit, so it should be a good meeting and a good update for the board. And then we'll jump right into this year's audit. We start in June, and we usually finish by the end of December, like December 31st.
The Government Study Committee will be coming before the board for a website discussion.
Yeah, so the Government Study Committee, they've been hard at work, and they would like to come in this evening and just talk about either website and I think also touching upon just communication, to the residents and maybe better ways that we could do that for our residents. So they want to come in and maybe give some suggestions or opinions or maybe ask some questions. So that'll be a good discussion this evening.
There's also going to be some updates to the committee handbook.
Yeah, we have a board and committee handbook, and we do kind of look at that and kind of make updates or tweaks here and there. So we've looked at the reappointment section and various sections within there. So the select board's going to just have a discussion. We made a couple of updates to it in that section. So they're going to review and discuss what we've done, and they'll either vote to say, yep, we'll move forward and we'll keep those edits, or they might even add a few more. So I think they just wanted a little bit more chair involvement from the boards and committees before reappointments are made. So that's the type of edits that we made.
Well, tonight's select board meeting will be called to order at 7 o'clock, and that'll be at Norwell Town Hall. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Okay, have a great day. Thank you.
WATD News Time, 8:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
New England heirloom plants have enriched the South Shore for generations. They've nourished the local wildlife and influenced the landscape of our neighborhoods. Bring history to your yard this year with Plymouth Patuxent Museum's annual Spring Heirloom Plant Sale, where you can choose from more than 100 types of heirloom species. The museum's expert staff and volunteers have been propagating a bounty of herbs, vegetables, and flowers for this fundraiser, where every purchase supports the educational mission of the museum. Enjoy the same heirloom species you see tended to at Plymouth Patuxent Museum's immersive living history sites, plus vibrant additions like Ring of Fire sunflowers that will thrive in our region. You can also find plants that attract butterflies, bees, hummingbirds, and other important pollinators. The annual Spring Heirloom Plant Sale will take place in the museum's main parking lot with a knowledgeable horticulture team on hand to help you choose and grow with confidence. Come by this Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more at plimoth.org.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. The time now is 8:39, and we are looking at still a very rough ride out here in a number of areas. Good news, if you're coming out of the city, there was a crash southbound on the expressway. That cleared at Neponset, but you're jammed back to the O'Neill Tunnel. Now heading northbound into the city, it's jammed from Braintree to Southampton Street. It's about a 33-minute drive time, Braintree to Boston. Well, as suspected, top end of 24, it did look extra heavy there, and there is a crash. It's in the left lane. It's we're told it's minor in nature. It should be out of there soon. 24 north, just before 93 in Randolph. So that'll keep things slow coming out of the Brockton-Avon stretch. Route 3 is slow at the top end in Braintree, approaching the split. Southbound on Route 3, we had some reports of some slowdowns. Looked a little heavy in the right lane getting off at Long Pond Road in Plymouth. And then it's slow again approaching the Sagamore. 25 east is slow at the Bourne. Traffic on the 9s. Actually, this report is sponsored by the Emerald Isle Shop. After a brief hiatus, the Emerald Isle Shop in Whitman has reestablished regular hours. Now open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 10 to 3. Stop in for their sweater sale, $60 each or two for $100. All cash purchases save 10%, so shop now for the best prices west of Ireland. Shop the Emerald Isle Shop, 16 South Ave, Route 27 in Whitman Center. Traffic on the 9s. Every morning, traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory yesterday, a top temp of 81 degrees. That was 12 degrees above the average of 69. Good visibility as well yesterday. The view right around 60 miles. Today at Blue Hill and across all of eastern Massachusetts, we should see a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be into the low 80s for most of the South Shore. As you head south of Route 44, a little bit closer to 80. For the Metro South, it'll be into the mid-80s, and the same can be said for areas points north and west. Now, there could be an isolated shower into this evening. Then the sky will clear with a northwesterly breeze tonight. Overnight lows will be into the mid-50s. Tomorrow brings times of clouds and sun, maybe a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature 65 to 70. On Friday, plan on some partial sunshine. It will be cool. Your top temp also into the mid-60s to near 70 degrees. And there will be a few showers around early Saturday, and then some partial clearing will develop. The high temperature 65 to 70. Next, weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
71 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:42. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Good morning. The South Shore's morning news rolls on. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. Happy to have you here. And once a month, we have our Croy Health segment, CROI, Croy Health. And joining us in studio, we have the CEO, Renee McInnes. Renee, good morning to you.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you doing,
Thanks for having
Renee?
us back. I'm doing great on this beautiful day.
I know.
After the rainy weekend.
I know. And can you believe it's already, here we have once a month and we are at the end of May,
I know.
Renee.
Fabulous.
But
Fabulous.
lots of great months ahead, and it's always
Yes.
good to have you. And once again, you have brought another wonderful guest with you. And of course,
Yes.
we have the YouTube feed up. You can see Renee and also our special guest in studio. We're going to introduce her right now.
Yeah. So I'd like to introduce Robin Fenhill, who leads our chaplain and volunteer and bereavement program at Croy Health. So I'm going to let Robin introduce herself, give us a little bit of information about her. She is new to our organization, and we're very excited to have her.
Thank you. Yes, so my background is I am a chaplain in my heart. And for years, I was a bedside chaplain for hospice. And now I am thrilled to be overseeing the chaplaincy program, the bereavement program, and the very important volunteers. We are a nonprofit organization, and many people offer their treasures in the way of monetary gifts, but also we rely so heavily on the volunteers and the talents and the gifts and offerings of our community to volunteer and to help support our mission. So I'm thrilled to be with the organization. I've been here for a few months and enjoying it, and learning a lot about the South Shore because I'm a transplant to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
where are you from, Robin?
I am originally from the Philadelphia area.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But most recently lived in Arizona.
I did.
And when I interviewed you, I said, "What the heck are you doing coming here?"
Well, that's a story, a gal, with things we do for love.
No, a lot of people end up going out to Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. They do.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps one day when I'm retirement age, I will return. But until now, I'm here
Well, it
and
sounds
very
like
happy.
we're lucky to have you, Robin.
Yes.
It does sound like Renee. She's a great member of the team.
Oh, 100% for our hospice program. So I just want to ask Robin to explain to our listeners what makes bereavement and interdisciplinary care so important.
Oh,
Okay.
well, it goes all the way back, and I'll just do a little bit of history here, if I may. Dame Cecily Saunders in 1967 created the modern hospice philosophy. And the modern philosophy hospice is interdisciplinary care. And that's a very fancy word that we use in the industry of interdisciplinary care. But really what it means is it's the blend of science and humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come together, you have a team that actually... Hospice is not a place to go, although we do have the Pat Roach
Yes.
Hospice House, which is a place to go, but really it's a philosophy of care. And in that philosophy of care, it is to treat the total pain, both medically, science, and also humanity, which is spiritual care. And so the interdisciplinary team has on it a chaplain. And a lot of times, again, I'm going to take this opportunity, and I hope your listeners really hear me, because chaplaincy work is so, so important. And oftentimes we'll make the phone call and offer our chaplain services, and people say, oh, I'm not religious. They're equating chaplaincy with religion. So I'm here today to tell the origin of the word chaplain.
Okay. No, I think this is a good point to bring home. You're right, because I think that must come to, they say, well, you must be a minister, Robin, or something like that, right?
And many of our chaplains with CROI have association and affiliation with religious organizations, but that's not their role here. Their role here is to tend to the individual, which would be the patient or their family or the caretakers that are caring for them. And their emotional needs, their spiritual needs, their ways in which they're processing and dealing with the fact that they are now in hospice and they're looking at their life, and perhaps they have less time forward than they did backwards, and they're looking at their life and they're looking for a companion. So going back to the origin of the word, it came from the 4th century. A Roman soldier named Saint Martin, he cut his military cloak in half and wrapped it around a freezing man. Care and compassion, and that's what our chaplains do. They journey with people in care and compassion, meeting them exactly where they are. If it is religious, so be it. We can connect you to community, offering for Catholics the sacrament of the sick. We can certainly connect you. We can meet you in any kind of religious rituals that you're familiar with that bring you comfort and joy, or we can just have companionship to nurture your spirit, your soul. One of the things that I said to people when I was bedside as a chaplain was, where do you derive joy? There's been so much of this, treatment program, medical stuff, all of this that is very heavy, that sometimes joy gets left out. And so I'll say, where do you derive joy? Where do you derive strength? Because let's simultaneously live each day to the fullest with the inevitable that we know, but let's live each day to the fullest. And so the chaplains are very important people on the team. And then
I agree.
Yeah, and then if I may, we also have, as I mentioned, volunteers, and our volunteer services offer care in a different way. They can companionship, they can sit with someone if the loved one or caretaker has to run an errand. They can do things that would be very intricate to the person that's important. And one quick story, I had someone that was really just grieving the end of her life, and she had stacks of fabric and quilts, and I said to her, wow, what are these quilts? I understand that there's stories for quilts. She said, no one in my family is going to be interested in that. It's just a lump of fabric. And I just felt so bad for her. So I got a volunteer to sit with her. She was no longer able, this woman, to use her hands, but boy, could she talk. And so I had a volunteer sit and write down the story around each quilt and log it. And then she had something of a legacy to leave behind. It wasn't just a lump of fabric any longer. It was the details of each of the stories and what they meant. So our volunteers are fantastic at the Pat Roach Hospice Home. We have volunteers working in the kitchen, making soup. I mean, literally, it's a soup kitchen. So there's so many different ways, greeting people, just simply making them feel welcome in an environment that might feel uncomfortable or a little bit out of place for people. So volunteers are used excellently. And
yes,
I could go on and on. You can tell I'm so passionate about this care.
I can sense the passion. And you know what? I think that's important. It is so important. And the way you've described it, I think, is really it's very understandable. And I think you're really explaining it well to talk about that. But it is important. You think about so many different things are going for. But you talked about science and humanity, right? Bringing it together.
Bringing it together. We are a whole team, and we are
the patient holistically.
We are whole people. And one of the philosophy notes in that of hospice was treating total pain. Now, we all understand what pain is, and we have medications to do the physical pain. But what we don't see are those invisible wounds. And those can be treated with the bereavement care, the post-death that's available for family and loved ones, that care, that goes on for 13 months. So once the patient has deceased, we don't leave you.
No,
we stay
don't.
with you. We continue that embrace for 13 months. As a matter of fact, starting July 1st at our home office, and you can go to our website at www.croyhealth.org and look for the location, we're actually starting up a community-based support group for grief, a grief support group open to all in the community. You don't have to be on our service to do that.
Right.
Just a way to normalize the human response to love.
Right.
That's really what grief is, the human response to love.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
And again, people can find out more about those support groups on the webpage. Is
Yes.
that a good place to go?
Yes, 100%.
And
I
it says there's
also
one
want
coming
to
up July 1st.
July 1st.
Okay.
Right. Yep. And I also want to just remind people, because I still get questions about Croy Health. So we are same independent nonprofit organization, no change in leadership, no change in anything, just the name.
Yeah.
So you can trust that you will get the same care with the same team. We were not bought by private equity. We're not a for-profit. So we are the same.
The private
And
equity.
tell them what Croy means, because people
Heart.
ask
It
me, like,
means
heart,
heart.
right?
Yeah, it means
So it
heart.
really is the heart of the philosophy of hospice. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't get a better
Right.
name than that, right?
Yeah, it's Croy Health, and it's a wonderful logo, and you'll start to see that more and more around the South Shore, and I think the color purple as well. So
Yes.
CROIhealth.org, right?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
the website. Go there and find out more. Find out more about what they do, and call and ask some questions, right?
Absolutely.
Renee and Robin, that's the way to do it. Conversation.
Yes,
Wow, this is great.
100%.
Well, I love having you guys in studio. We do this once a month, and we're going to be continuing as well. We'll have Renee McInnes in always every month on the final, whatever it is, once a month. Sometimes it's the final. We'll figure it out. Once a month, Renee comes in, and she brings in great guests like today with Robin Fainall, right?
Yes.
Manager of Spiritual Care and Supportive Services. And Renee McInnes, of course, is the CEO of Croy Health, CROIhealth.org. Renee and Robin, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Have a good rest of the summer, and I'll talk to you
Yes,
next month.
you too.
All right, traffic and weather time now on WATD. Let's get back out to the roads, and the ride on Route 3 northbound is slow at the little bit of a pocket up in Braintree. Southbound is slow from Samoset Street towards Long Pond Road in Plymouth. Then slow at the Sagamore. 25 East is slow at the Bourne. 24, we had reports of a possible work crew before 123 in Brockton, and then we had delays Harrison Boulevard up past 139 from an earlier crash. Northbound Expressway is slow, Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. South Shore weather for today. Areas of clouds and sunshine going to warm up to 85. And then later, there is that chance for a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm, mainly late in the day. Warm, 85. This evening, variable clouds, hit or miss showers, and thunderstorms early. Low down to 59. Tomorrow, sun blending with clouds, a low risk of a passing shower Thursday, a high near 71. Right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature is 72 at the weather station. WATD weather is sponsored by the South Shore Gutter Monkeys. The South Shore Gutter Monkeys. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, and installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. Sports coming up next.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today we recognize another group of everyday American heroes, the South Shore Gutter Monkey Office Crew.
Ain't no I in office crew.
Actually, yes there is.
My bad.
These swivel chair jockeys are a triage team of first responders to bad weather. So when Mother Nature is at her worst, these adorable apes are at their best. With superhuman-like skills, they perform those underappreciated tasks, answering phone calls, booking appointments, and giving free estimates right over the phone.
Oh yeah.
And when the South Shore Gutter Monkey crews return from their daily work schedule, those curators of the cubicles rise to the tasks of filing, accounts receivables, and ledger entries.
Not all heroes wear capes.
To converse with one of these paper-pushing primates, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
WATD Sports. It was a loss for the Red Sox last night. Red Sox losing to the Atlanta Braves 7-6 at Fenway. Sox and Braves go back at it again tonight. 6:45. Connolly Early will be on the mound. Last night in the NHL playoffs, the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Avalanche 2-1 to sweep the Avalanche 4-0 in 11-8 Colorado. Game 4 between the Carolina Hurricanes and Montreal Canadiens is tonight at 8. Carolina leads the series 2-1. And in the NBA, the Thunder beat the Spurs in Game 5, 127-114. The Thunder lead the series now 3-2. Game 6 tomorrow night at 8:30.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries, a hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by NHTSA.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind on the South Shore? Head to Winslow's Kitchen Bar and Range at Green Harbor Golf Club in Marshfield. Whether you're fresh off the course or craving great food with a view, Winslow's delivers. Enjoy classic American favorites and handcrafted cocktails overlooking the beautiful fairways. Join friends for lunch, dinner, or a relaxing drink on the patio. At Winslow's, the basics are done with excellence. For your favorite dishes elevated to gourmet standards, visit Winslow's today at 624 Webster Street in Marshfield and taste the difference.
I'm Dr. Wiemeyer from Contemporary Prosthodontics in Duxbury. If you have dental problems such as worn, broken, or missing teeth, dentures that aren't fitting right, or your smile just isn't what it used to be, a prosthodontist is the dental specialist that can help you. We can design a treatment for you that can be accomplished entirely in our office. Veneers, crowns, bridges, dental implants, dentures, you name it. We also offer financial solutions to make it affordable. Call us today for a free consultation, 781-934-2300, or find us at contemporarypro.com.
The South Shore's Morning News. Hear it live. Stream it online. Watch the show. Or catch the podcast anytime at 959WATD.com.
Text line always available for you. Text the show 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. Sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Gary Levitt. Gary Levitt and friends. Gary, are you there? Gary is supposed to be checking in with us. But I don't hear you on the line, Gary. Gary Levitt. Gary Levitt and Friends. Gary Levitt and Friends, 8 to 9. By the way, I will tell you what's coming up on Gary's show. I'll tell you, I can't do it quite as well as Gary, but then again, who could? But coming up this evening, he is going to have, from Channel 25, right? He just retired, Mark Ockerbloom and Bob Ward from Channel 25, Boston 25. They're going to be on tonight with Gary. So that'll be great. That'll be tonight from 8 to 9 on WATD with Gary Levitt of Gary Levitt and Friends. Mark and Bob from Boston 25. Is that Gary?
That's Gary. I couldn't get you on the other line for some reason.
No, that's okay. It might have been blocked out. Gary, I'll give you 30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Mark Ockerbloom, of course, he just retired from Fox 25, news, sports. He's done it all. He's got a great story. In chronological order, one of the best ever to come down the pike here in Boston as far as media. We also have Bob Ward and Rich Tehan. They collaborated on a book. It's called Face to Face with Whitey Bulger. Tehan is the FBI agent that was first to see Bulger in person after they apprehended him. And, of course, Bob Ward, the longtime investigative reporter, crime reporter for Fox 25. So this is going to be one of the most interesting shows we've ever had.
Tune in tonight. 8 to 9 tonight. Gary Levitt and Friends on WATD. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks.
Take care. All right, coming up, we have the 9 o'clock news, and then we're going to get into Francesca, Love Bites, and Wednesday's wine all ahead. For today, Route 3, Got some slowdowns in Braintree. Northbound Expressway slow starting at Furnace Brook. We're going to be warm today, a high of 85.
This is the South Shores radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Texas Senate race is set, and it will not include the incumbent, Senator John Cornyn, beaten in the GOP primary by Attorney General Ken Paxton. After Paxton picked up the endorsement of President Trump, on the other side, Democrat James Tallarico. Search teams looking for 9 people unaccounted for after the rupture of a tank holding toxic chemicals at a paper plant in Washington state. ABC's Lindsay Tuckman.
The one person confirmed dead was identified by his family as Gilbert Bernal, a grandfather whose son also worked at the mill. Efforts to find other victims have been called off because the chemicals remaining in the tank make it too volatile. The cause of the rupture? Unclear, but the Associated Press reports the company, Nippon Dynawave, has been fined recently for health and safety violations.
President Trump gathers his cabinet today as talks continue toward a possible deal with Iran. This is ABC News. In New Jersey, tensions remain high outside Delaney Hall, a federal immigration facility in Newark, where Senator Andy Kim was pepper sprayed by ICE agents on Tuesday. ABC's Phil Tate is there this morning.
About a dozen federal agents just outside of the detention center. There's a fleet of vehicles and a few protesters who are in the street. Just moments ago, a vehicle tried to make their way inside. Some folks even sitting on the sidewalk. They were trying to block that vehicle from getting inside. But this all follows what happened here just last night. Protesters clashed with federal immigration officers yet again, ending with 3 arrests.
Protesters say the conditions inside that facility, which is privately run, are abhorrent, including the distribution of rotten food to detainees. New York Knicks fans won't be getting into the Garden cheap to see their team play in its first NBA Finals this century. So far, the least expensive tickets we could find online came in at around $2,000. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
72 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 9:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Life Care Center of the South Shore. They're looking to hire full-time, part-time, and per diem nurses and nursing assistants for all shifts. Contact them directly or visit lifecarecareers.com. A Randolph man was indicted yesterday by a federal grand jury for drug trafficking. 32-year-old Tavon Harper is facing charges of possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, cocaine, and MDMA, and possession of a firearm as part of a drug trafficking crime. U.S. Attorney Leah Foley says that on February 25th in Holbrook, police found Harper with drugs and a Glock pistol, along with ammunition and over $1,000 in cash. He will be charged in court at a later date. If convicted, Harper could face up to 20 years in prison. WATD News Time coming up on 9:04. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Hi, I'm Beth Burke, Director of Admissions and Marketing at Life Care Center of the South Shore.
And I'm Sam Corey, Executive Director of Life Care Center of the South Shore. Choosing a nursing home for short-term rehab or long-term care is serious business. You want a place whose focus is on great care, exceptional rehab, and a clean, home-like environment. We will do whatever it takes to not only meet, but exceed those expectations.
Should you need to go to a skilled nursing and rehab center after a hospital stay, Life Care Center of the South Shore is here for you. Our trusted care team has helped thousands of folks get better and back home quickly and safely after a hospital stay. So if inpatient short-term rehab is for you, use your voice and make the right choice. Tell your doctor or hospital you choose Life Care Center of the South Shore. Please call me, Beth Burke, at 781-545-1370 to schedule a private consult or tour today.
WATD News Time coming up on 9:05, and the news being brought to you by East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. Get your no-cost energy audit online by visiting eastcoastminisplitsandheatpumps.com and start cutting your energy bills today. The state's unemployment rate held at 4.7% in April, nearly half a percentage point higher than the national rate, but employers here added 8,500 jobs last month, according to state officials. The Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development also revised the estimated increase in jobs during March to 7,200 after that figure was originally reported at 6,800. Construction, education, and health services and professional and business services jobs were up in April, while jobs were down last month in information, manufacturing, and financial activities. Massachusetts has added about 21,600 payroll jobs since September of 2025. The labor force noted, but data posted on the state's website also shows that jobs here are up by only 1,500 since April of 2025. The Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife recently held a trout stocking event at Sunset Lake in Braintree. Here's Mass Wildlife's Assistant Director of Fisheries, Todd Richards, explaining the purpose of that event.
Yes, you normally would not have the opportunity to fish trout in Sunset Lake in Braintree, and so we're providing that opportunity. As I mentioned, we're connecting people to nature. We're supporting outdoor nature-based economies, as you can see with all the people running around with fishing gear, and also providing the opportunity for an excellent meal if people want to take these fish home.
Justin and Ben Norton from High Park showed up to the event with fishing poles.
We're having a great time. Ben, what do you want to say anything about what we're doing?
I'm excited about getting maybe a fish, maybe my first fish.
Just past noon, a truck carrying trout from one of the state's hatcheries arrived. Staff helped children fill their buckets with trout and dump them in the lake.
Go ahead, put your hand on it. 1, 2, 3. Nice job.
The effort in Braintree was just one of many trout stocking events put on by Mass Wildlife this spring. Todd Richards said that the trout raised in the state's 5 hatcheries are stocked into over 500 different water bodies across Massachusetts. And fans heading to the World Cup are facing a new source of sticker shock, mass transit. In New Jersey and here in Massachusetts, some train fares tied to matches will cost fans more than normal NFL game day trips, drawing criticism from international fans used to free transit at past World Cups. Some supporters are now organizing their own transportation. A group of Scottish fans booked school buses to Scotland matches at Foxborough for about half the official price. Transit experts say the high cost could further hurt America's image with foreign visitors. At about $50 per person, the Scots have booked about 20 school buses to take nearly 1,000 members of the plaid-clad fan group to each match. They're even getting a police escort, for just over half the cost of the $95 bus fare. Local officials are offering a combined savings of more than $85,000. The MBTA announced that a round-trip ticket from South Station to Foxborough would cost $80. WATD News Time 9:08. Traffic on the 9s next.
East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. This is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. I've heard mini splits are the most efficient way to heat and cool my home. What can you tell me?
Mini split systems, like the Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning systems that we install, are more reliable and efficient than other heating systems. And East Coast Mini Splits is a Mitsubishi electric elite diamond contractor, one of the highest ranked installers in the region.
And what about rebates and warranties?
I'll guide you through the Mass Save rebates, submit the paperwork, and register your equipment for warranty. And we'll set up a maintenance schedule to keep it performing at its best.
Wow, sounds like we'll be keeping cool this summer.
And warm next winter.
From design and installation to rebates, registration, and long-term maintenance, East Coast Mini Splits guides you every step of the way. Call 781-288-8808 or go to eastcoastminisplits.com to schedule your consultation. Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. The time is 9:09 on your Wednesday morning. We've got some slowdowns. Actually, Route 3 northbound looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any big delays. Southbound, we have a little bit of a delay at Derby Street in Hingham. And then also looks like some delays we had earlier getting by Samoset Street in Plymouth. Sagamore Bridge, not too bad. Still busy getting up and over the Bourne Bridge. Northbound on 24 is slow near 139 in Stoughton. The expressway is heavy Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. And 93 south, some pockets from Braintree over to 138 in Canton. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
Later this afternoon, an onshore breeze will blow at our South Shore beaches. Otherwise, some more toasty times to talk about for Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore today, with a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures will largely be into the low 80s for the South Shore. As you head south of Route 44, your top temp close to 80. For the Metro South will be into the mid-80s, and the same can be said for areas north and west of 128. Coming up for tonight, an isolated shower around this evening will be followed by a clearing sky with a northwest breeze. Overnight lows will be in the mid-50s. We'll see times of clouds and sun for tomorrow, maybe a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature 65 to 70. Friday offers up partial sun. Will be still a little bit on the cool side. Highs in the mid-60s to near 70. Look for some scattered showers early Saturday, and then some partial sun will follow. The high in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
73 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 9:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Got it, Dan. Here we go. Fifth and final hour of the South Shore's morning news coming to you from Broadcast House in beautiful Marshfield. What a building. What a legendary 130 Enterprise Drive in Marshfield location. This is WATD, the South Shore's morning news. I'm Rob Hakala, your genial host, and we're going to be with you till 10. It's time now for Love Bites. Francesca Luca is here. Yeah, catch her up on the YouTube feed, WATD Radio on YouTube. There she is, WATD Radio on YouTube. You want to text in? Tell Francesca what you think about this week's dilemma question. You can. 781-837-4900. All texters are welcome. 781-837-4900. Love Bites is proudly sponsored by Meinekes. Stop by Meinekes Hanover or Quincy location today for fast, reliable car care. Go with the name you know. Go with Meineke. Francesca, good morning.
Good morning, Rob.
Here we are, another edition of Love Bites.
Another edition.
Happy Wednesday morning. How are you doing, Francesca? What's going on?
Fine. Not too much.
Yeah.
I'm glad the weather's shifting finally. We're getting some nice summer weather.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe into May, Memorial Day is now in the rearview mirror. Here we are.
That's right. Now we can
Life
all
goes
wear
on.
white shoes and use white
that's
bags.
true,
That's right. That's
Is
our
that
age
what
showing,
they
right?
say? Okay,
yeah. That's
yeah.
what they say. You can't wear white before Memorial Day.
Yeah, I don't. Well, someday we'll dive in. I don't. Maybe you know the answer where that came
I
up
don't.
with.
That's an old lady thing.
All right, move on, she says. Move on. All right, you want to get to the question here from Marcus?
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, we'll tell you how you can send in your question. This one comes to us from Marcus. This is about, I'm going to read the question, then we'll get Francesca's analysis, and we'll get yours as well on the text line at 781-837-4900. You may have an angle or some advice you have from Marcus. All right, so Francesca, Marcus says, I've been dating this amazing woman for about 8 months, okay? She's funny. She's smart. We have insane chemistry.
Nice.
The problem is that she still talks to her ex-husband every day.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, every day. They text too and send memes. Or is that memes?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. It's memes.
But it doesn't really matter because it's not. I already can say. You know what, Marcus? This is BS. Sorry,
This is not
but anyway.
going very well. They
No, it's
share
not. Go
no
ahead.
children.
Yeah.
Okay, so that.
Okay, all right.
No, but if they did, maybe there's some
Right.
people always say, okay.
Yeah.
They share no children, live just 2 towns away from each other, and I am uncomfortable with it. She says they're just really close friends now, and I'm becoming insecure, but it's starting to mess with my head. And I've never been the jealous type, and I'm not sure I would define this as jealousy anyway. It's more of a feeling of disregard for how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
When I try to talk about it, she gets defensive and says if I trust her, it shouldn't matter. Am I overreacting, or is this actually a red flag? It's starting to turn me off. Marcus, dating this woman for 8 months, Francesca.
All right. Well, Marcus, I say, give me a break. And as I said when Rob was reading the question, this is BS. things didn't work out for a reason, because she makes bad decisions, right? That's probably why she got a divorce. No, but seriously, daily contact with an ex is hardly harmless. Then it keeps that emotional channel open. And it's also creating divided loyalty. Not to mention that, you know what, it also sets up kind of a triangle. I feel like it could be, I don't know for sure, but I think it could be a subtle manipulation. She gives him consistent attention, humor, availability, someone from her past, while she's trying to build something solid in her present. I mean, it's I really don't even know how to answer it other than it's just so immature. And I wouldn't put it in the category of insecurity either. I mean, it's a real boundary issue. I know. I mean, I don't know. I've never been one to favor being friends with an ex, whether it be an ex-husband or ex-boyfriends. I don't know. I just think it's kind of strange because there's always that little tension, right? I mean, they obviously have some shared history, right? It's comfortable for her, but it's also interfering with the growth of your supposed relationship. Right.
This is a tough one, though. I guess if he doesn't like it and it's only been 8 months, then he probably should move on, because I feel I don't think that she's going to stop.
Well, yeah, and if she's saying, oh, you just have to trust me, I think he said that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a defensiveness and a red flag. When you bring up, if you bring up a legitimate concern and she just shuts it down with, you've just got to trust me, that's also BS. You didn't say how old, did he say how old he was?
No, he does not say how old he is.
All right, well, you know what, a good partner listens, tries to understand, and works on a solution. If she's defensive, she probably doesn't want to change. And you know what, Marcus, that tells you a lot about her priorities, right? One combo only. What you need to do, just tell her that this daily contact crap with her ex is affecting how secure you feel in the whole with the relationship. And if you want it to go forward, you need to scale that way back and maybe ask her, hey, what's this, soften it up a little bit. What is this friendship giving you that I'm not giving you? I mean, why does she need to have two men in her life?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm not sure. I guess you're right. Why there would be any reason to check in every day?
Well, and if
are you saying never check in? Because why?
Why? They don't have kids.
No, you're right. I guess you're right.
I mean, if they don't have kids, there's really no reason. They split up for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I guess they just wanted to be friends.
Well, okay, but if maybe you could ask her, Marcus, if I were texting my ex every day, how would you feel? And see how she responds or reacts.
That would say something.
I like to use that analogy a lot. Respond versus react. When someone responds, they're open, they're curious, they want to know how you're thinking, how you're feeling. When someone reacts defensively, that kind of tells you quite a bit. Unless you're emotional like me. I don't know.
All right, well, let's see. We have Dan wanted to chime in.
Is Dan over there? Oh, hello, Dan.
Is in the newsroom.
What do you got to say about this dude?
I have to officially welcome him in here, as you know, I've got to open the door for the news anchors, and we let them, because they're always chomping at the bit, whether it's Christine or Lori or Dan.
Thanks for opening the door. I kind of forgot my key today, so that was
Or
very
did Jason steal it?
Oh, that's a good point.
All right, we'll get into that later. But what do you
maybe
think
the
about...
ex is Jason?
Jason wouldn't like that. Okay, so Dan, what do you think about
Marcus?
That? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was at first when he started talking about how they contact each other every day, I thought, well, do they have kids together? Because that would be understandable. There are things as like
there
parents.
There could be things that come up.
Yeah, there are things you have to make sure you're both on the same page with, and lots of things can happen. I would just kind of wonder, what the relationship was like with her ex-husband before because obviously they were married, so there must have been something there. But what was the backstory there? So I'd just be kind of curious to that. But I do kind of agree that if this is bothering him now, it doesn't seem like this is going to go away.
Correct, right? And I don't know. Do you think, Francesca, if they talk every day, what Dan is saying, if it does bother him, then it's not going to... Do you think that the person Is it possible that she could just end it in the conversation, or will it always be there?
Well, I don't know if it'll always be there, but she clearly is having an issue with letting go, or they are having an issue with letting go of each other. Because again, and you know what, even if they did have children, it wouldn't be necessary to talk every day, text every day. Mm-hmm. The memes.
Send memes?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Well, I mean, smiley faces,
that's
or,
true.
or like she says something that makes him sad, he puts a little teary face or whatever. But even if they had children, there are lots of couples that have split that have children. That doesn't necessarily necessitate them having regular conversation. But this doesn't sound like it has anything to do with, clearing things up, like, emptying out the house after. He didn't say how long. Wait a minute. They've been together for 8 months. Okay, so they've been together for 8 months.
I don't know how long the other people have been married.
Well, all right, but so they've been apart a while. They clearly don't want to. They want to be friends, and sometimes that is. I have a friend who actually. She cheated on her husband for 3 years, and she finally told him, you know what, I didn't have any respect for that. But anyway, they split, and you know what? Then she continued to have a relationship with her ex. I personally had little respect for that. I didn't have much respect for the ex. I didn't have any respect for her. I lost all respect for her. But the thing that was really weird is her new boyfriend was also friendly with the ex. I don't know. It sounds a little too hippy-dippy for me. I just, let's just keep some boundaries here because things get weird. Things get weird.
I mean, you do hear of couples though that have they get married or whatever, and they decide okay, we're terrible as a couple. We just do not work out. But you know what? We still like each other. We can still be friends.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? So I'm just gonna see the time. Years ago, I owned a dating service, and there was a guy, very, very nice guy. He was divorced from his wife. They were the best of friends. That guy was with me in that dating service for 2 years. One relationship right after the next ended because he had too big of a relationship with his ex, albeit they were just friends. They owned some properties together, so on and so forth. But I mean, I always thought it was really strange too. Now they did have a child, but the kid was grown, so it didn't really matter.
Different, than a younger. One that might need more constant care, who's picking up that kind of thing. But okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? I mean, I'm opinionated, and different things.
Yes, you are.
And different strokes for different folks. But all right, case closed. Okay, so right. I am opinionated, and I think there may be some listeners love to hear your thoughts. Might disagree with me.
Well, Steve wanted to chime in.
Oh
from the Cape.
Dear, what does
is your friend? Is that Steve from the Cape?
No.
At 781-837-4900. I feel like he's texted him before.
No.
He says, "Good morning, Francesca. As a guy, when you hear what you don't trust me, that's a huge red flag." Says Steve from the Cape.
Wait! I'm confused. When
no,
I get it. I get it now. Yeah, no. So he is taking.
He doesn't like the what? You don't trust me.
So he's
saying,
yeah.
That's what she's saying.
So right. No,
Martha's
I get it.
saying.
I agree, Steve. No, I don't know Steve, but now I do.
Yeah.
And Steve, thank you for agreeing with me. Yeah, no, what you don't trust me? Usually when they say you don't trust me, that usually means they can't be trusted. But that's
you can trust me.
You can trust me.
I'm not like the rest. Right, Dan?
Oh, yeah. I say that whenever I ask for money.
That's right. Just like
can I borrow $5,000?
Yeah.
Just trust me.
Yeah, you can trust me. I'm leaving to spend more time with my family. Trust me. All right. 781-837-4900 is the text line. 781-837-4900. If people want to reach out and they have a question, how can they do
that? Why can't we be friends?
How do they do
Talkwithfrancesca.com and click on Contact Me in the navigation bar, and I'll get right back to you.
And we'll be back Wednesday's Wine.
We will be. So your car's acting up again, huh? Squeaky brakes, weird noises, or that it's gonna quit on me vibe? Don't stress. Meineke has your back with locations in both Weymouth and Quincy. They'll fix it fast, keep it honest, and get you back on the road before your coffee even gets cold. Oil changes, tires, brakes, you name it, they do it. So stop stressing, start cruising, and leave the car drama to Meineke. Fast, friendly, and reliable. Meineke gets you back on the road in no time. For all your car care needs, trust Meineke. With 2 convenient locations in Quincy and Weymouth, stop by or call to make an appointment today. You'll be glad you did.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ah! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Let's go to Nezrella's Farm of Marshfield. Here's Paul Nezrella.
I'm the owner and I'm the operator. And I'm the grower, jack of all trades.
And what are you growing in May?
First of all, we have an abundance of early spring vegetable plants, all types of lettuce, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. We have all that, and we still have an abundance of pansies, and petunias are coming out, and Dusty Miller, and some snapdragons, and dianthus. They can take the cold nights right now.
And what about plant food and mulch at Nezrella's Farm of Marshfield?
I have a large selection of soil amendments from coastal Maine. I also have bags of mulch, all colors, coming out of Vermont. Come in and shop, take a look around, get some ideas. We have a fresh load of hydrangeas and rose bushes and ornamental grasses, and we have an abundance of annuals that are just busting with color. Nezrella's Farms of Marshfield, 1200 Ocean Street, which is Route 139, and our phone number is 781-834-2833. And now we are open daily from 9 to 6.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent and broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. My co-host, Melissa Wallace, and I talk Real Estate Roundtable. We can't wait to connect with you at bringing you all the insights, tips, and trends in real estate here on WATD, so we can talk real estate.
Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara and Melissa Wallace, Saturday mornings at 8 on 95.9 WATD.
Your best source for local news. Depend on the South Shore's largest radio newsroom, 95.9 WATD and 95.9WATD.com.
Wednesday's Wine with Francesca coming up after 9:30. You're listening to the South Shore's Morning News, 95.9 FM WATD. Text line is open. If you want to connect to the show, you can do that. All texts are welcome, or you can go in the YouTube chat room. Text line is 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. That text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. You bend it, they mend it. You better believe it. What a shiny text line, 781-837-4900. All right, coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. You can also check out the beautiful studios up on the YouTube page. You can see the live video anytime, or you can go and watch it on demand. Coastal Heritage Bank, community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. And check out the YouTube page, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can go there as well. And you can also... by the way, comment on any of the stories there as well. We've got Lord Hathaway who chimed in about the transportation issue with the World Cup. So we'll get to that coming up later in the show. Any final text messages you have, text in at 781-837-4900. We'll also get to Pete as well on your text about Coach Joe Mazzulla. And anything you want to get in on the Wednesday wine, get that text in at 781-837-4900. That's coming up after we check traffic and weather. 9:29. The ride on Route 3 looks good along the South Shore. Plymouth to Weymouth, no issues. Southbound is okay at the Sagamore now, not too bad at the Bourne. 24 is easing out, same story on 93. The expressway, though, is still heavy. Furnace Brook to Southampton Street. If you're headed into the city, it is about a half-hour ride from Braintree to Boston. And a new crash we're getting word of, 495 South, the off-ramp to Route 58 in Wareham. A possible crash there. Let's get the details now on the South Shore weather forecast, and here he is, meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Some fairly quiet weather across Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore for this morning. We're starting out with low temperatures in the upper 50s. We'll plan on a blend of clouds and sunshine here for the day today, but some more toasty times to talk about. Late afternoon onshore breeze will develop, so high temperatures before that onshore breeze for a good chunk of the South Shore will be into the low 80s. South of Route 44, we should be closer to 80. Over the Metro South into the mid-80s, and from Boston north and west also into the mid-80s, again away from the coast. Coming up for tonight, we'll look for an isolated evening shower. That'll be followed by a clearing sky. Overnight low temperatures will be into the mid-50s, and the breeze will shift into the northwest. For tomorrow, we'll find times of clouds and sun with a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-60s to near 70. It's partly sunny for Friday. Again, highs of 65 to 70. There will be a disturbance coming in on Saturday with some showers in the morning. That's followed by some clearing. High temperatures in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thank you, Josh. And right now, outside our studio, we're at 74 degrees at the weather station, WATD, headed for the mid-80s.
Friends with Benefits, Thursday nights at 9 on WATD. Join the roundtable as they explore everything from relationships and social issues to life stories, sports, and events. It's Brian Stratton's Friends with Benefits with your hosts, Paul Kearney, Gabe Sirota, and Bob Anderson. Proudly sponsored by Atlantis Sports Clubs and Corey Brothers Stump Grinding. Tomorrow night at 9 on 95.9 WATD.
All right, it's time now for Wednesday's Wine with Francesca. She joins us every week at this time for the time to vent. Wednesday's Wine is sponsored by our great friends. We want to welcome them for coming aboard. That's Empire Wine and Spirits, sponsoring Wednesday's Wine, Empire Wine and Spirits. Check them out. They're at 182 Summer Street in Kingston, empirewineandspirits.com. Back again, she is Francesca. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, here she is on the YouTube camera as well. So let's see. This is a time to vent. We've got Dan here who's always ready to vent as well.
Yes, I am.
I do have some funny ones today.
You do?
Oh, good.
Okay.
I do. I have one that a woman wrote in and said, my boyfriend never introduces me when we run into his friends. We ran into one of his coworkers last week at the grocery store. He talked to him for 10 minutes. I stood there holding a rotisserie chicken for 10 minutes. He never said my name once. Well, at least the chicken was warm, which is more than he was.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like you matter that much, or his true nature is clearly revealed. I say put the chicken down, walk away.
Okay.
Right? I mean, hey, every now and then scream at the top of your lungs. That'll help. But I don't know. I mean, I personally don't like that either. For some reason, I feel like I've had this conversation, I don't know if on Wednesday Wine or Love Bites before, but if I'm with someone, I don't care whether it's a man or a date or a husband or a boyfriend or a friend or a sister or a brother or parents, doesn't matter who it is. If somebody comes over to you, you're the person that you're with, and starts chatting and doesn't introduce you, I find that really disrespectful and really rude. And
it is weird. It's happened, Dan, I'm sure you as well. I try to remember myself, but there will be people that will come by and they'll just show the newsroom and they'll be talking and someone will bring
hello, I'm here.
Yeah, and it's kind of like hello, and then you want to say something to the person because we don't know who they are that's being brought around. So I usually say, this is Dan McCready, he's one of our anchors.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the boyfriend forgot her name.
Oh.
Well, now, I was actually,
And that's a really bigger problem now, isn't it? Right?
I was going to say that the lad might be a tad bit on what we might call the neurodivergent side. That just doesn't understand that he should have introduced her. Or
I call it neurospicy. But anyway.
But anyway, I'm just saying that could be a possibility. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, what's she doing with the neurospicy guy in the first place?
I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. But I will say this, though. Yep. This gentleman is missing a golden opportunity because I'm sure, we can all relate to this. You'll have people that'll walk right up to you and be like, oh, my God, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. And you have no idea who this person is.
Yeah.
That's where the girlfriend comes in handy. You can be like, oh, great to see you. Oh, by the way, this is my girlfriend, Megan. How you doing?
Yeah.
And then, she'll introduce herself to them. And now
Yeah. Shaking you. It was so nice to meet you.
You were in Bye Bye Birdie together.
I love that.
Oh, that's who you are. Yeah. Good. Now I know who I'm talking to. Thanks, babe. You helped me out there. So you can use your significant other as a prop when you forget people's names.
Oh, good move, Dan the man. Okay, all right.
Good move.
Here's another one that's kind of funny. Well, I don't know if it's funny. It's kind of gross, actually. But
okay.
I live 2 hours. It won't get too gross.
Okay.
Okay.
Careful. All right.
Rob gets.
All right. When you say that, when she prefaces it, I get,
Well, it's kind of weird. Okay, wait, hold on. You'll know why in a minute. But anyways, she says, I live 2 hours away from my boyfriend. I have a cat and a roommate. And since he lives alone, we stay at his house on weekends.
Okay.
One big problem.
All right.
He's a slob. No, not just sloppy, but kind of dirty.
Ooh.
There is mold in his shower.
Oh, my God.
I sneeze and cough the whole time I'm there.
Oh, no.
I swear his house has mold. I told him he needs to have a professional come in and tear the place apart. I would even chip in. He says, it's not necessary. Don't be a fanatic. Slob.
Yeah,
this is kind of right up there with a what you don't trust me thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah. If they're complaining about,
I mean, I can understand some people might be a little cluttered or something like that, but when you're talking mold...
That's kind of gross. I suggest he calls the company Behold No Mold.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
They'll clean that crap right up.
The fact that she's walking around your house with a mask is an indication that, you might need to clean things up.
Like I said, sometimes, especially single guys can be a little messy. I'll be honest with you.
Gross.
But yeah, when you're getting into the mold territory.
Yeah, it's the same thing, when you get your car and it's time to give somebody a ride, you didn't plan it, you got to move all the McDonald's bags.
Do you have one of those gross cars? Yeah,
I'm trying not to with this car.
I do kind of have a messy car myself, Yeah. And on the way up to work this morning, my dog spilled my coffee. I don't know. He's going through this crazy thing where he jumps from the front seat to the back seat, the front seat to the back seat. I don't know what this is about. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything.
That can be a little rough.
Yeah, but anyway, he knocks the coffee. It did take me a second. You're right, it was. It is a little rough. Anyway, all right, here's another one. Okay. This is weird. I am so irritated because I've been on several dates with this man, and he has forgotten his wallet every single time. And then she says again, every single time. He always says he'll get the next one. There has not been a next one because the wallet never comes.
No, nor will there be.
So why do you keep going out with him?
That's a good question.
As he claimed to be a prince.
Well, because even if you had that situation, it wasn't even a date, because the guy doesn't always have to pay. What about if it was just a girlfriend that's, right? This too will pass, but then the same BS will probably happen with another guy. That's, I'm assuming, if you met him through a dating site, but that's just my 2 cents. From everything I hear about these dating sites, it's kind of crazy. Okay. But what I say, what? So let's say, how many dates has this? You shouldn't say several dates. Okay, well, whatever date it is, let's say you're ready to go on date 7, right? I guess you might, you could always say, I don't have my wallet either. But then I guess it's going to turn into one of those...
you always got to reach for the wallet. I mean, I even know this in family groups. You reach for the wallet, right?
I'll remember that, Rob, when we go out to eat.
I will. I will definitely. No, next time if we go out, I'll pay one time. If I haven't already, I apologize.
Here's kind of a
I don't know. I don't remember.
But you reach for that, and then you just hope for the put it away. Put it away. And you say, are you sure?
Yeah. It's interesting when you insist, and I'm going to pay for it, and...
Yeah, how many times do you go back and forth with that?
If there's a back and forth, then that might be the person really saying no. I don't want you to pay. But anyway, otherwise, if you don't have your wallet, he doesn't have his wallet. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to turn into that 18-year-old kid that goes to the Chinese restaurant at 2:00 a.m. and does a chew and screw, and we don't want that.
No.
Or you're
Do you
washing
remember
dishes.
those days? Remember when 18 years old going to the Chinese restaurants and the chew and screws?
I was far too honest to have done something.
No,
I remember being.
I just went in to leave extra money for those like you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were
That
considerate
was 18.
of the word.
Okay, that was a lot of
Very,
years
very
ago,
kind.
but I do remember that I used to hang out with this crowd and be like, let's get out of here. Oh, God.
no.
Those were the bad. Okay.
Just a question about kind of the wallet thing.
Yeah, the
is-
wallet thing. Go ahead,
Okay,
wallet.
now, how did they get there? Did they walk? Because, I mean, I figure if they took the T, they would need a Charlie card. If they drove, they'd need a driver's license. I personally keep both of those in my wallets. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a question there. How did they even get there in the first place? If they're driving without a license, that's another issue there, too.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. There's another money complaint here. I'm furious because my boyfriend, it's all boyfriend stuff. Okay, I'm furious because my boyfriend of 1 year suggested we split every single bill, including my birthday dinner.
Oh, no.
My birthday. He Venmo'd me his half of my birthday cake. And that was a transaction note. Wait, there was a transaction note. It just said cake. One word for my birthday. The cake.
No, you don't do that. No, you don't do that. No, you do. You
First
don't.
of all,
no,
if you take anybody out for
Yeah.
a birthday, whether it's like a family member,
Oh,
friend,
really?
significant other,
That's terrible.
you're paying. They are not.
All
That's
right,
the way it works.
I think we get time for another complaint about money. This is a lot of money complaints today. Boyfriend borrowed $300. I'm so done because my boyfriend borrowed $300 from me 6 months ago, and he's never mentioned it once since. Not once. He bought himself new sneakers last week and sent me a photo of them. Sneakers he bought with was my money.
That's awful.
Well, he's showing you where the money went.
I guess so, but he really needed a pair of those sneakers? That sounds like a
6 months, not one mentioned. He's processed that $300 as a gift.
Yeah.
If you're financing his shoe collection, he might want to know. He might want to show you the results. I don't know, but do yourself a favor. Disassociate. It's kind of funny.
I just want to make a comment for all the guys who are saying it's tough out there and it's hard to date out there. It's like, can you telling me that you can't top these guys?
Yeah,
that's all you really have to do.
That's your competition.
The bar is very low, gentlemen. This is our golden age. Let's run with it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I feel bad for any guys who are listening. I hope they don't all trash these poor women that were complaining. But, I think they do have... listen, you lend someone $300. $300 is a significant amount of money.
No, it is.
I can see if it were $10, you might have forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But whatever. All right, guys, keep sending in these Wednesdays wines.
Yeah, how do
and
people get them in for
go to my
futures?
website, talkwithfrancesca.com, and click on the navigation bar, contact me, and maybe we'll read your wine on the air. And if you do send one in, or during the show, if you call, you'll get a Wednesday's Wine T-shirt, care of Millennium Printing. That's right.
Nice.
That's right. We've got Wednesday's Wine T-shirts, and I think they'll be fabulous.
All right,
Seeing the summer's coming, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
All
next
right,
week, get those questions in
Get
and
those
call in
questions in,
next
that's
week.
right.
If you have any final thoughts today and you want to just comment, you can on the text line, 781-837-4900. And Francesca, you'll be on tonight for your full show?
I will be on tonight for my full show.
All right, 9 o'clock on
9 o'clock.
WATD. All right, thank you, Francesca.
Thank you, guys.
The Wednesday Wine, sponsored by Empire Wine and Spirits. Thank you, Empire.
Upgrade your glass without draining your wallet at Empire Wine and Spirits. Big flavor, small price. Don't miss the 4 to go. 4 wines for just $44.95. That's 40% off the regular price. More taste, less waste, and a deal that's hard to beat. They've got a massive wine selection, a huge lineup of craft beers, and all the spirits you need for any night of the week. Every Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, stop in for their wine tasting. Sip, sample, and find your new favorite. Empire Wine and Spirits, conveniently located at 182 Summer Street in Kingston, or visit empirewineandspirits.com.
95.9 WATD. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Audrey will be in at 10, Quinn in at 3. And you on the text line 781-837-4900. And, of course, the YouTube chat as well. You can go into the room and chat there. WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like and subscribe and also watch past videos, including former co-host Lisa, who stopped by. Remember her? She was with us for about 10 seasons of the morning news, going back a few seasons. She is now retired from the morning show and is spending some time volunteering with the Walnut Hill Garden Club, and they're having their plant sale Saturday, May 30th at 9 a.m. You can check out the video up on WATD Radio on YouTube on demand. All right, it's time now for our local artist. We do this every morning at this time. John Shea stops by. John, who do you have today?
Thank you. Happy Wednesday. The local artist for today is Lainey Dione. Lainey Dione hails from Smithfield, Rhode Island, studied at Berklee College of Music, and plays many shows here on the South Shore, including this coming Sunday. You can catch her at the Levitate Backyard for a mostly all original show. For details on that, follow Lainey Dione on Instagram and find her music streaming on all of the streaming platforms. This is called Old Enough from Lainey Dione. Your Wednesday local artist of the day, 95.9 WATD.
First kiss feeling, it kind of tastes like that. It puts me on the ceiling. You're taking me right back to the nights. Felt like falling. I had to catch your calls when you were calling the house, so nobody finds out. Take care of your heart and keep your options open. Don't let it get stolen or broken. Not gonna quit is worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough, but nobody is too young for love. Listening to Radiohead on the stereo to drown out what they said. Yeah, we're not traditional. They say millennials are all broke on dope. Don't know what we don't know. All we wanna do is love. We don't need to rush. It's more than just a crush. Not gonna quit is worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough, but nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. And if we could live for 100 years, we'd still feel the same as we do right here. Not gonna quit is worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough, but nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love.
It's Lady Dione and Old Enough on 95.9 WATD, the South Shore's radio station. Rob Hakala with the morning team with you till 10. Couple of events in history of note on this 27th of May. I was looking through and I said, wow, you really have some interesting things that make you, I think, proud to be an American. Some big significant milestones in terms of building. It was 1930 today. This was the tallest man-made structure at the time. It opened to the public at over 1,046 feet. in New York City. The Chrysler Building, 1930. And 1937, just 7 years later. Think about this, all the great things built, I guess, in the 30s. You know, we were talking about the Sagamore and Bourne Bridge. Built in the 30s, they built a bridge a little bit bigger than the Sagamore-Bourne Bridge. It's the Golden Gate Bridge, opened up to pedestrian traffic, creating a vital link between San Francisco and Marin County, California. 1941, the loss for Germany, the battleship Bismarck sunk in the North Atlantic, World War II. Almost, I think it killed almost 2,100 men, lost their lives as the German battleship Bismarck was sunk in 1941. And 1967, the U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, the USS John F. Kennedy, launched by Jacqueline Kennedy and her daughter Caroline. This date in 1967. There you go. There's some events in history on this 27th of May. We'll get to the final text messages on the text line at 781-837-4900. 781-837-4900 is our text line. We'll see what Matt has to say, and Carrie from Pembroke. I think Jared Valenzola checked in from the JV team, and Pete from Hingham on the text line as well at 781-837-4900. 9:49, traffic and weather on the 9s, and the ride this morning along Route 3. We've got a nice ride from Plymouth up into Weymouth with no reports of any issues. Just some moderate volume at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. Northbound Expressway getting reports of a possible crash near Furnace Brook. And then it's sluggish beyond there up towards Columbia Road. Again, approaching the O'Neill Tunnel. 24 is slow near 139. 128 North is busy near Route 1 in Dedham. And then a crash reported 195 east to the off-ramp to Route 28, the Cranberry Highway in Wareham. That's 195 east. The off-ramp to Route 28 reports of a possible rollover there. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now, and meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather.
Later this afternoon, an onshore breeze will blow at our South Shore beaches. Otherwise, some more toasty times to talk about for Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore today, with a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures will largely be into the low 80s for the South Shore. As you head south of Route 44, your top temp close to 80. For the Metro South will be into the mid-80s, and the same can be said for areas north and west of 128. Coming up for tonight, an isolated shower around this evening will be followed by a clearing sky with a northwest breeze. Overnight lows will be in the mid-50s. We'll see times of clouds and sun for tomorrow, maybe a spot shower in the afternoon. The high temperature 65 to 70. Friday offers up partial sun. We'll be still a little bit on the cool side. Highs in the mid-60s to near 70. Look for some scattered showers early Saturday, and then some partial sun will follow. The high in the mid-60s to near 70. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, 75 degrees at the weather station, WATD.
Ever wondered what it's like when someone with a disability ages out of the school system? Do you need help navigating the Turning 22 crisis and finding services for your child or loved one? Join Road to Responsibility on Monday, June 1st for an Adult Services Resource Fair. The fair will have DDS representatives to answer any questions you have, as well as staff from day, residential, employment services, and more. So join us and help spread the word. June 1st, from 4 to 6 p.m. at RTR's Norwell office, 106 Longwater Drive.
Hunting for hostas? Searching for Shasta daisies? Walnut Hill Garden Club of Hanover's plant sale has got you covered. Saturday at 9 at Riley Hall in Hanover. There will be dozens of plants available, from peonies to irises and many shade-loving varieties too. Funds raised help to support community projects, from traffic island care to kindergarten seed planting and garden therapy for seniors. Check out Walnut Hill Garden Club on Facebook and visit Riley Hall in Hanover Saturday at 9 for our plant sale.
ABC Entertainment News.
Drake makes even more history with his triple album release. Janice STFU hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving Drake his 14th #1 song. That breaks Michael Jackson's record for the most #1s on the list by a solo male artist. Olivia Rodrigo is revealing some new details about her upcoming album. It'll be divided into two halves to reflect its title, which is You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. The first section is called Girl So in Love, while the second is You Seem Pretty Sad. The album releases June 12th. BTS is teaming up with Oreo for limited edition cookies. They'll have purple wafers and a cream center that tastes like hot dog, a brown sugar stuffed Korean pancake. And happy birthday to rapper Andre 3000, who turns 51 today. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Are you a veteran or about to become one? Do you have a family member or a friend who is a veteran? I'm Greg Brasso, host of Veterans Voice Radio here on 95.9 WATD. The show is dedicated to helping veterans and active members of the military learn about and apply for benefits and programs they have qualified for and certainly earned. Brought to you in part by U.S. Family Health Plan and Sullivan Tire. Join Veterans Voice Radio tomorrow night from 7 to 8 here at 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's Morning News. Hear it live. Stream it online. Watch the show. Or catch the podcast anytime at 959watd.com.
All right, here we go. The South Shore's Morning News wrapping up. Thank you so much for listening on the radio. 95.9 FM on the Audacy app. You can take us anywhere, AUDACY. And, of course, the YouTube feed is live 7 to 10. 7 to 10, we stream the show live on YouTube when I'm here. I'll be out. Civic duty is tomorrow. Larry will be in for the full show tomorrow, starting at 5. All right, let's see. A couple of texts here. One of the issues was the story about last call for alcohol. There is a bill, I guess it's moving through. Do you think it would be a good idea to have the bars be able to stay open later in the summer and specifically for World Cup events? A bill would let Massachusetts bars stay open until 3 a.m. It's pushing back last call so that bars can stay open at 3 a.m. for the World Cup. There are other areas that are doing that. I think Rhode Island was considering it. And then I think in the story we heard earlier, there are already other states where the World Cup is happening that already are on board. They moved all ahead on this. Colonel says, I think they should extend hours for the World Cup. Give these businesses a chance to cash in and fans to enjoy their sport. He said there may change. There are a lot of food and beverage industry restrictions that should be looked at. All right, let's see. We had Dana in South Weymouth that said good morning to the old Spice Boys, Dan and Rob, in the morning. And he was hearkening back to one of our jokes that Jason, our senior intern, did when it was one of the Spice Girl birthdays. Jason called us, if we were a Spice Girl, which we're Spice Boys, I guess, we'd be called Old Spice, would be our nickname. That was Jason, our intern, that called us Old Spice, Dan. Let's see. We also had on the in the room Lord Hadaway chiming in. Way to go, Dan, with your story about the World Cup and transportation. A lot of issues, because I know you go to other places. This is not Europe, and we don't. They have just free everything, and we got to make people pay. And I guess here it's even more the terrible part. Let's see. We already have some terrible public transportation already. Unfortunately, our image can't be hurt much further. Okay, there's Lord Hadaway checking in on transportation and the World Cup. Appreciate that. Matt from Pembroke, I was getting gas in East Bridgewater. $4.14 per gallon in East Bridgewater for gas. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, was my favorite of all the Star Trek movies. Many of the original cast members, including William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, I believe they went back or into the future. Well, they did both, Matt. They went back in time because there were no whales alive in the future. They were all dead, and so there was a probe that came, and it could only speak whale. And so Captain Kirk, or then Admiral, soon to be demoted, he would go back in time and save planet Earth once again and bring whales from the past to the future. Yeah, it's a good one. A lot of people just refer to it as Star Trek, the whale movie, but it's Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Carrie from Pembroke wanted to check in. She says, love the Plymouth Center for the Arts. These events sound very exciting. Plymouth Arts, artsplymouth.org is the website. She also wants to thank our state troopers for keeping Route 3 North safe. Thank you very much. That's Carrie in Pembroke. Jared Valenzola on the JV team says, tonight, tune into his show, JV team. That'll be starting at 6:15 to 7. New Bedford City Councilor Sean Oliver, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, joins the program. New Bedford City Councilor Sean Oliver, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, joining the program. That's tonight, JV team. And Pete from Hingham talking about Joe Mazzulla, who was asked earlier, they said, you're up for this Coach of the Year award, What do you think about that, Coach Joe Mazzulla, coach of the Celtics? What do you think about that?
Don't need it. I think it's a stupid award. They shouldn't have it. And it's more about the players, and it's more about the work that the staff puts in. And it's just that simple. I really don't ever want to be asked or talked about it again.
I don't want to be asked or talked about it again. I think it's a stupid award, he said. And guess what? He got the stupid award. Not the stupid award, but the award that he called stupid. He did get the NBA Coach of the Year award. And so, yes, they gave it to him. Pete says he was talking about it. Does he get he's curious, does he get a bonus for winning? And I did look it up, and if I'll believe it, if you believe everything you read online, it says there's no specific cash prize from the NBA, but it could lead to, either a contract extension. There may be unrelated, or, not direct things related that could happen to Coach Joe Mazzulla. So I don't think they give you a cash bonus, but you do get an award. So there you go. All right, thanks everybody for listening, and have yourself a great rest of your day. Yes. What's that? Oh, yes, Larry will be in. Yep, full show tomorrow, 5 to 10. We'll be back again soon. Thanks everybody for being here. Audrey Constance up next. Got a great program. She'll take you through till 3. Quinn will be in at 3, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't ride no more. Didn't ride no more.
Thanks for connecting
she
in
left
and
the
texting.
Hanging round my front door.
The South Shore's breaking news, weather, and traffic station.
95.9 WATD FM.